My dick burns when I pee. Oh, wait, sorry, we're live now. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Auto Talk, and today is a special sort of Auto Talk because we're gonna try to see how many people we can fit into one episode, unsimultaneously. Because that will. Burns when I pee. I could hear my thing. Oh wait,
Huh?
never mind.
Oh,
I
you can
have.
hear yourself.
Yeah, I can hear myself. Oh, because I have my thing up. Fuck. Shit. Alright, sorry to everyone. I'm really bad at this.
That was our best intro yet, I think. That
Really?
was...
No, because we had the
No, that
one.
first one was good. What was that one? Where you made me say auto talk.
Well, I made you say like
Remember that?
things,
Yeah, what was it? Bach? Something Bach?
like what rhymes with. Fucking I don't know. I think
Bach.
I.
Yeah. Bach was the second part. I remember
Oh
that.
no, I said like something ho balk auto talk. Welcome to auto talk.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Right.
That was fun. But yeah, guys, we're gonna sort of be chill here. We don't really have much of a schedule here. We just because I feel like that's the best way we go about things, to be honest. So
Yeah.
and
Just naturally talking about stuff and looking at the games and all that.
and I will make sure that I have that I actually post this one on the subreddit so we get more than 5 views after the fact. I did not post
Yeah.
the last one on the subreddit, so I don't think anybody saw it. So if you're watching this now and want to go see that, it was an okay episode, so you should go ahead and do that, and then watch this one. Or
Yeah, it was okay, I guess.
I
It
mean,
really was okay. I think the first one was better,
the
but
first one was really good. Okay.
yeah, it was. It really was.
So yeah, we're gonna. I guess we just get into games. Do you have anything else you want to talk about to start? You want to talk about some zesty drama that went on?
I mean, I'm sure that'll come up when we get to that game. So
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
yeah,
So I guess we'll start with Oakland and Kansas City, and to do that, we can get our boy Dom in to start it off. Or fuck, darn,
yeah.
I called him
That
Dom.
that trips me up a lot. Yeah, and you know what's funny is the other Dom is actually on Oakland too. So
Oh yeah,
you
you're
know,
right. Shit.
Howdy.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it
hey,
going?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
pretty good, man.
fantastic. I am drinking myself some hard liqueur, except not
Oh, I
really.
forgot about that. Oh,
I
yeah,
Kev didn't get the memo.
yeah.
Kevin told me that like I have like he said to everybody that I had to get drunk, so or that I was gonna get drunk, so now
Yeah,
I
this
have
is
to sort of
the
uh,
Jay drunk as fuck episode of Auto Talk.
it'll happen sooner or later, I guess.
That is very strong peer pressure. I don't know whether to be proud or disgusting, Kev.
So,
Uh,
you know what's actually interesting about this game, the Athletics and the Royals, is that all three of us are tied to this game in some way. Because, obviously Dart is playing for the Royals, Jay's
yep.
umping it, and then the ump name is me. Like, that's me right there. So,
It's
Oh,
you, but at the same time, it's not
I'm
you.
part.
oh
I'm
yeah,
part.
I wrote an intro to an at bat that was like, because it was Rich Poorman, and I was like, this reminds Kevin Ariana of his younger days where he used to want to crush the bourgeoisie, and he used to have a picture, or he used to have a poster of Joseph Stalin on his wall, and I said like, pass it along, Kevin idolizes murderer Joseph Stalin. I
Wait,
tried to get that to work.
Rich Poorman is Zar Zar, right?
Yeah. Oh
Oh
shit! What's
man,
that's Russian.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. Wow.
We can
Oh, I
talk
thought
about
you
this
did that
game
on
though.
purpose.
Well, I did because
Okay.
like rich poor men, like poor as in
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
working
Poorman.
class versus the rich or whatever. But yeah, fuck.
Yeah. I liked his own name better, honestly, but whatever he wants to do is fine.
But I mean, this game's
Um,
pretty incredible because we had the leadoff home run by Max Wasson, who's a fellow r slash Phillies mod. And then immediately, technically a leadoff home run. I mean, the first guy
It
auto
was the
walked.
first pitch,
Yeah.
so
So immediately the Royals they took the lead because the guy who auto walked was on base, so that was a 2-1 lead. But currently it's a 5-3 game. Royals on top, but I mean Oakland just hit a home run, and then now they have a guy on first. So I
the
guess.
swing is in. By the way, can we get a live look? What's the result?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
ooh,
Hold up, let me do that. All right, so the swing is 259. Shit. So 259.
we're listening to Jay literally just do
So
use the
the
calculator live.
so the result is LGO. So
Yes, I love it.
the
So
Royals
fun fact
go.
about this game, we've had 3 guys walk for the Royals. Obviously, the first one was the unfortunate auto walk by Joe, who only in this game sucks. Outside of that, I like him. Go Halifax. Mentioned in the other league in the podcast. And then Ty G homered. And then we had another instance of someone walking and then immediately homering. So, of course, when Garen Smudge walked earlier, my immediate thought was, hey, I should hit a home run. So I do the scouting, and my scouting's telling me 600s. And then I decide, you know what? I've had the number 333 in my head the past few days. So I decided to throw out the scouting.
No, the
Go
pitch
with
was
333
650.
because
What?
every other time the number that's been stuck in my head has always been better than my scouting number. Yeah, he pitched 649.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Literally, I could have swung anything into 600s and I was hitting a home run.
I feel like
Man.
everybody's had at least like one instance where that sort of thing has happened to them.
Oh, it's a sessionally basis for me. It happens
I
every
hate
time.
it. I hate it, but I think it gives you like a little bit of an excuse sometimes. Or I actually.
I
no,
even
I'll say I
even
get-
posted the screenshot in game discussion. You can
yeah.
find it. This is
just, like,
proof.
in the clubhouse when people say like, "Oh, I'm thinking either like 1 or 500," and then like it's always going to be
It's always gonna be
close-ish
the
to
other one.
one or the other. Yeah, unless it right. Oh man, Tyler Gordon though, holy crap!
He's so good.
Ty G.
I
He
don't
is
even
the
like
single best player in all of Major League Red Ball of all time.
How
He's
many
the GOAT.
appearances does he have?
He has, I think he's started in almost every single game we've had.
He's batting
I think
500, so Jesus.
There was a few early on where he didn't because he was like the 372nd round pick. We didn't expect him to really do anything because he's not a huge talking guy, especially not in the main server. He's a little bit better in the team server. But holy cow, this guy just does not understand the concept of getting out, and I love him for it.
Yeah. So a little bit on a related note, I'm doing that player survey, and a lot of people are putting him obviously as like the most intimidating hitter.
Yeah,
But something that's interesting is like that question and like some of the other ones is really affected by when the player who's answering it debuted. Because a lot of the season, I mean, obviously, if you started season 3, like Tyler Gordon, it's the only amazing.
He's been the most dominant hitter of season 3. I don't know season 1 into season 2.
Exactly. So like some of the season 2 people, I see them putting like Dakota, Carolina, Montana on there. Who's still good, but he's not as good as he was last season. Or like I get some Milo Grams in there, who I mean, admittedly, he's been amazing his 3 seasons. So that's just interesting. But yeah, I like to see him keep going, Tyler Gordon. I think that'd be cool.
There may or may not have been a minor campaign in the Kansas City clubhouse to put Eric Leader as most overrated as a way to get back at him for stealing the all-star spot from Mako Bierman, the man better than an entire minor league team.
Is he really Mako? I would
But
like to.
I thought it was Mako.
I wish it was Mako.
Mako, Shaco.
I'm not gonna let.
He's great, yo. That's all that matters.
I'm not gonna let it go by that Kevin said again. This has happened once before in our podcast. He said debuted instead of debuted. So.
Oh God.
Debuted.
Debuted. Oh God. Debuted. It's such an easy word too. I feel like it's harder to say it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say debuted. But
So
I wanted to talk about quickly Mr. Mason Miller, who debuted in this game. I'm not gonna keep going there. He debuted in this game, and I mean, we didn't know what to expect from him. But the first pitches that he gave us, or the only pitches that he gave us, included the addition of pitch types. So he would say like knuckleball pitch and a knuckleball pitch. We thought it was goddamn adorable.
That's wonderful.
We messaged the Oakland GM about it, and we were like, we're going to make sure he throws this knuckleball.
That's pretty cool.
But you see, here's the issue, and this is why it didn't work out for him. One of our pitchers, Hayden McLeod, is the single best knuckleballer in the league. So we have a lot of experience hitting the knuckleball in practice. So that's why that's why Taiji was able to hit that second home run, and why we were able to then scare him off the mound where he auto walked Smudge, and we got about halfway to auto walking me.
It kind of like, I guess it's, someone doing that and sending you a number and then like the pitch type is kind of like somebody doing a write up, right? Like, because kind of response to that, like, and their write up is dependent on that. So I guess I kind of get it, but I wonder if he like thinks it's part of the game or if he's just like doing it for flavor.
I'm not sure. I mean, I know we're gonna have him on later. Pterodactyl. I umped him once, and he was like, "Okay, so these are my 3 pitches. So make sure, like, when you describe my pitches, you describe them like that." The first pitch I did, I completely fucked it up and gave him a pitch that he didn't have in his arsenal, and he just like replied to the comment like, "Actually, I don't throw that pitch, so it was probably a knuckleball." I think
yeah, Tara's interesting. I've known Tara for a few years.
Really?
From another community, which is why that Yankees Royals game was so important. Because Tara started that game, and I wanted to absolutely annihilate him.
And you did.
Because
yeah.
so here's what it was. A few years ago, there was a community called Pokemon Turf Wars. And what that was is you joined one of the evil Pokemon teams like Team Rocket, or in his case Team Snag'em, which is from one of the spin-off games, and you fought for turf. It was kind of like a Pokemon Risk sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we first met. And if you scroll up enough in like the press conferences, he's answering questions shortly after he joined the server. So this is obviously a few months ago, and someone mentions it, so I ping him. I'm like, Pokemon Turf Wars? And he goes, yes, did we just become best friends? I'm like, depends, what's your name? And he goes Q77E, what's yours? And I'm like, oh yeah, Dart. And he goes, oh, you don't like me.
Wait, so okay, so you guys joined independently.
I hadn't seen him in a few years. There was a little bit of drama between him and one of my close friends. I was on Team Rocket because I'm Italian. Italian mob is really pretty self-sufficient.
That's the weirdest explanation. Like,
that's the reason. Technically, I joined what was called Team Arcadia, which was a combination between Rocket and Aqua, but they didn't have enough people for the second season. I have a habit of joining things after the first season, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I was on Team Arcadia, he was on Team Snag'em, and he kind of got into a bit of a fight with one of the guys on Team Arcadia, but it's all cool now. That happened a while ago, so it was pretty cool, interesting to see him here. And I was telling Caleb and Tara about this in the waiting room. We have a bot in our clubhouse that can only see the clubhouse chats, that if you mention the last name Dactyl, it will come at you with a Hail Arcadia. The bot will reply with Hail Arcadia.
So. That reminds me of so we had a guy in the league named Judah. And he got banned, whatever, season 1. But it reminds me that Joey McCarty, that's how you say it, right? McCarty, the Toronto GM. We were talking about him one day, about Judah and what had happened a couple of years ago. And Joey is just like, wait, are you guys talking about this guy? Like, blah, blah, blah. I guess he recognized him from his Reddit name. Mm-hmm. And then I guess it turns out they've known each other for years, and they've both been part of fake baseball, like separately, because Judah was here, and then, he's in the other league now, and Joey's here. So it's just interesting to see that, I guess. Like, I guess it makes sense, seeing as how, like, there's a lot of similar kind of games out there, like, that are kind of like this. So.
Yeah, I figure. Well, I think that what makes it really interesting is that Turf Wars is nothing like fake baseball,
right?
And I would have never thought in 1,000 years I was going to find someone Turf Wars related. But I guess once you make a community big enough, I mean, Turf Wars was huge in seasons 1 and 2, and then it died for various reasons. And then, fake baseball is obviously huge. We have 24 teams, each with over a dozen players. And then you have the number ball. And so, once you get big enough, you're going to start having crossover.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's pretty cool to see. I like it. It was
interesting. I like
First experience for me having that sort of thing happen. So
yeah. No, I I do think it's interesting, and I think it kind of I think to an extent it helps us get more people because like I don't know. I feel like that's happened before with like other servers where like one person will join and then like someone else will join from the same server and then like they'll see each other and they'll be like, oh, blah blah blah. And then
Yeah,
they'll go and talk about it, you know, in the other server and then other people come to MLR because of that. So
yeah, I've seen that happen in I founded a separate Pokemon thing called the Arena Revolution Championship. And we have that happen all the time where we'll have one person join from some other Pokemon related thing and then they'll tell their friends and then we'll have 12 new battlers. So if you like competitive Pokemon, hit me up. I'll give you a link to to our server. Unfortunately, not a lot of baseball fans over there. Most of them are hockey fans. We got a lot of hockey fans, not a lot of baseball fans though. So I've tried to recruit some people and they're just not interested.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty I used to be very into competitive Pokemon when I was in my Wii days
Ooh.
a few years ago. So maybe I don't know. That sounds pretty cool.
I suck at Pokemon and I barely play anymore. Like I founded it. I'm not even involved in staff at the moment. I'm basically like if you were to take like Jay, you founded MLR.
Hey,
I want you to
Jay,
imagine.
Jay.
I want you to imagine you being a free agent. That's basically my role in ARC right now,
Yeah.
compared to founding it.
Well, I guess at least Jay's still a GM here or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's awesome. It's run well. It's a few years old, so it's not going to die anytime soon. I found that was founded in 2015.
Oh yeah, that's pretty okay probably.
Yeah. And the guy who runs it, and I will say our spreadsheets are better than your spreadsheets.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The guy who runs it, his name's Evo. He is a spreadsheet genius. He is the grandmaster of spreadsheets.
Well, good thing Meerkat doesn't listen to our show.
I've told Meerkat, I even showed him, we have a custom Discord emoji that you type. It's Evo, and it's a spreadsheet. It's the spreadsheet icon. So, and Meerkat got really jealous. He's like, I want it.
I mean, he's OTC, so we can get that going. Is there anything we want to talk about remaining with this Athletics Royals game? I mean, it's currently 5-3.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed, and this is so I was going through, and this is kind of like related to expansion, which I just thought about that I want to at least ask every person we get on their opinion on it. But anyway, I was doing some research for expansion about the last year's expansion or last season's expansion, and I was looking through the draft pool and looking at the people who got picked. Excuse me. And then I was looking at the people that didn't get picked, and there was only one name that stood out to me on there that like ended up being anything on a roster. So basically like undrafted people that didn't sign up like after the draft or anything. And it's Nori Aru. Or Aru? I don't know what their name is. Nori Aru, yeah.
I love Nori. I mean, I love everyone on the Royals, but
have they been there from the beginning?
Oh yeah, Nori. We signed Nori pretty much immediately after the draft.
Okay, yeah, they might be the only undrafted free agent that has ever done anything. Like
yeah, because even K Vert signed up after the draft.
Yeah, but exactly.
Nope. I'm gonna shut you the fuck up there, Kev. No. Dakota Carolina Montana was an undrafted free agent.
Oh, hold on. I meant season 2. I meant season 2 draft. Sorry, season 2, like season 3 draft. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're right.
So,
you're right.
But Dakota Carolina Montana had already been a player at this point.
Yeah.
So hence his disqualification from this.
Yeah.
This very specific pool of people.
So I'm pretty sure Nori R is the only person ever this season to like become anything after being undrafted.
Yeah, I tell you what, if there's one thing Xander did too, the reason why the Royals are so good is because Xan drafted brilliantly. There's no drama in the clubhouse. Everyone talks. There's no Reddit only players. There's a great sense of team. And obviously his scouting's solid, but we don't even use it all the time. We don't need to use it all the time. Sometimes we're able to just scout on our own, look at patterns. I'm pretty confident we're going to score runs this top frame of the 4th against the Athletics. Because as previously mentioned, his one pitch that he did, our scouting would have given us a home run, but I'm an absolute flipping moron and decided to ignore it. But I think we got to beat him.
we have a lot of guests here, so we might have to let you go
Yep.
here. But it's been pretty good.
Wait. Before you go, just
Ooh.
a quick, short question that I want to
All
ask
right.
everybody. Expansion next season. What is your, do you want to kind of keep the league the same? Do you want to expand like a little bit, or do you want to like just go straight to 6 teams or 30 teams? Adding 6 teams and
I
get
think
that
it really
MLB
have to
style.
depend on a few different factors. And again, this is my fact that I've built a league before, so I do understand how to grow a league a little bit, not quite as well, obviously, as MLR because it's a little bit bigger than Arc is, but it would really 100% depend on if you had got another sticky day from r/baseball, how many people signed up. Definitely 100% do the fake college baseball again. That rooted out a lot of the inactives. That was a brilliant idea. It sucked for me because I was one of only 2 people on my college team that actually ever did anything, but it
Right.
rooted out everyone. It gave you a good synapse at who's going to actually be involved in the league. And look at it from there. If you got a lot of people coming in and a lot of people staying, obviously you want to expand, but you might only get enough people joining up to replace the people who are retiring, like myself,
So
at the end
let's
of the
say
season.
let's say we get the numbers that we want.
All right.
Like, what's preferred scenario? Like, what?
Oh, preferred scenario is you get a lot of people and you go straight to 30 teams.
Okay.
That would, because you want it to be as cool as possible. Hey, maybe, go 32 teams, have the Expos and the Nationals represented. Why not? Stuff like that. Start
Yeah.
reviving dead franchises.
Cool.
Could be
Yeah, I'm up
fun.
for that. I'm personally like a very expansionist person. I always
Me
want to
too.
Expansion is always good.
Yeah.
Me too.
Adding teams is always fun.
I've been updating FBB with like when I put the Nationals as like a link, or like the Twins as a link, or the Mariners as a link, I make sure to make it like the article name, like Washington Nationals founded 2017, because I know there will be a different Washington Nationals, and I want to make sure that we
Yeah.
have those
Mhm.
differentiated.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I just hope that the Nationals follow the trajectory of the current Washington Nationals in the MLB, and that they never win a playoff series.
Man, screw you. Get out of here. Get this guy
We're
out
Let's
of
all
go
here.
NL East
Mets!
Get
Let's
fans.
someone
go
else.
Let's
Mets!
go Phillies!
Oh yeah, we're all.
All right, well, it's been fun, man. We'll see.
Been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Hey, let me know if you
Yeah.
ever need a host again.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
definitely. This has been good.
Thanks, dude.
All right.
Dude, he's a nice guy.
Oh,
Wow.
he was really good. He had a great mic too. Holy shit.
Yeah, he did.
That mic was really good. Uh,
uh,
okay, so we should take this time in between to quickly try to find games that our guests do not like occupy.
yeah.
So like
No
we should get like a
Padre,
game.
no Yankees.
Well, we have, yeah. So we have a Padre, we have a Yankee, we have a Cardinal, and we have an Astro.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
let's
so Marlins, Dodgers, I
yeah, let's find
guess.
that game. Oh, I'm so happy about this. I'm not because the Dodgers took the lead in like NL East stuff. We
Yeah.
need we need the Marlins to lose here. If the Marlins lose
If they
here
if
and
they
we
lose, they're
win,
out, right?
if we win and they lose, they're out.
Okay. Which is, I mean, that's disappointing to me, honestly, because they came out of the gate being really, really good, and I think they were like 4-1 or something, like 5-1, something like that.
Yeah,
And
they
now
have.
they're, yeah,
Oh shit, we have. I forgot to bring Jericho into the thing. We have Jericho too. But he's not on the Indian, or he's not on the Marlins or Dodgers, so it's okay.
yeah.
Yeah. They did definitely. They started really well, and then they fell, and they've started to go back again. But
It
I
might
don't
be a
know
little too late for them.
exactly. So currently,
Maybe.
that game is 1-0. According to this, the Marlins only have one hit. So I mean,
Mm,
this is their like These are their big games, and that's not good. That's happening. They currently have fish fingers pitching right now. Or yeah, I think that's his actual name. It's Fish. I think
Fish
it's
finger.
Fish
Yeah, I don't think it's a nickname or anything. Yeah, I
because
think
it's all
it's
Mango
literally fish
Man.
fingers. Yeah, Mango Man is obviously,
Who is that? Sorry.
Um, that's Mooch, right?
I
Silky
don't know.
Mango. I'm
Oh yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
sure.
You're right. You're right. All right, so
Yeah.
that's 1-0. Let's go right into our next game.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh man, Tigers Yankees, but we'll save that one.
Well, no, we want to let's try to like intersperse them. So, do you want to go another game that we have no
Yeah, let's do
people?
another game. Diamondbacks visit the Blue Jays,
Ah, the Blue
which is
Jays.
actually this might be like one of the least important games
Yeah,
like
they're both
going on right
eliminated.
now because they're both eliminated. I guess one thing that's interesting, I guess, is that Diamondbacks. The news came out that Thomas Nova isn't coming back next season to GM them. So
Oh, really?
you didn't hear about that? There's a conversation there about who's going to take over, and all I know is that there's a lot of former fake Minnesota Twins on the Diamondbacks, so it's
Oh,
possible
well,
that somebody.
I actually got contacted about one of my players maybe taking that. So, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. Uh,
Ooh,
I hope is
that's
Thomas
interesting.
is Nova staying around? I really hope he does.
I
He's a
think he is. Yeah, I think he's just not GMing anymore.
he's such a sweet boy. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
Hopefully, I
He's
can
pretty
sign
great.
him as a free agent. Crossing my fingers.
I doubt he'd leave Arizona. I mean, he's another I must have said Slayer. He's another twins boy. So
Yeah.
I
The,
do know Chiggins is leaving Arizona, so there's that. I mean, you could sign him.
I wrote the entire mediocre history of Arizona Diamondbacks on Fake Baseball Reference.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm very much acquainted with how the Diamondbacks have played over their history.
Their
Uh,
mediocre history. I love that Doc is like one of the most tenured um GMs, and he's like very far down in the wins list. Just because he's honestly hasn't even been that bad. Just like very mediocre.
exactly, yeah. And
Yeah.
also, the Phillies and the Diamondbacks are the oldest teams technically in the league, and they've never faced each other.
No way. Really?
I'm
Never?
pretty sure because I went through the Arizona history. I'd never seen it. I don't remember it
Oh
happening.
man,
Maybe it has, and I'm missing it. I could go check again. But as far as I
that's
know,
interesting.
yeah, that's never happened before.
Huh?
Okay. And now since Arizona's in the AL, it's even harder.
Yeah, that's true. And then Toronto. Anything we want to say about them?
Big
I,
big dick
I
baseball.
yeah, I guess they. I mean, they have Grams. That's good. Also, I think we're starting to see who the better Graham brother is for sure, because
Yeah,
Grams is hitting under 200 consistently this season. And yeah,
he has a walk and a run scored this session though, so
yeah.
it's been okay for him. All right, let's look for a game that we have a guest for now. Which one do you want to do? You want to do Padres and get Athen in here?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea.
All right, let's bring our boy Athen into here. Move to podcast. Hey, Athen, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
I like how
Not much.
you publicized the filter on our sign up.
Yeah.
Did you tell him why that happened?
Yeah, I did. We have
I felt very offended.
It was
I
a
totally didn't
necessity.
think that would happen. I was like, oh wait, shit, I forgot. I was thinking like, oh man, I just wanted to make it as like general as possible, so that like, because there were a lot of people if I guess I haven't talked about it that were spamming the previous sign up with Cal Lydius's name or Cal Lydius's name, and so I blocked Cal without realizing that that's the first part of Caleb. So
Mm, yeah.
all right, so we're gonna be talking about Padres Cubs. I wrote about the Cubs history too today, so
Did you?
I'm becoming the historian once again. So yeah, that game is deadlocked. Do you want to tell us about it, Caleb?
Uh, there's not really much to say about it besides that it's just no one wants to be able to hit a ball. Except the Cubs decided they wanted to hit a ball and then get caught stealing.
Oh
Um,
yeah, we could also
Well,
talk
that's the
about.
thing anyway. Is like,
we had an inning where DCM hit a triple
Oh.
with two batters before him getting singles and scored no runs because the two batters that got
oh my
singles
gosh,
got caught stealing.
What the
that's
fuck?
awesome. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, between the Astros and the Cubs, there's a little stealing competition, and
No.
we all pretty much try to steal every time we get on base. So I understand them doing it, but that just sucks. That
That's
really.
There's one player on the Astros that when I'm logging the games, I notice steals literally every time. I think it's Rick Giles.
Dude, a lot of us. Well, Giles, maybe he just gets on base a lot, so you notice it. But
Yeah.
Giles, Rocco, Harry and Luop don't really get on base very much, or Mattress Kader either. I don't think. Or well, one of them's hitting ball. I don't know which one. But yeah, every time we get on base, we pretty much have Sam's blessing to steal. So.
But
Uh,
All right, so Caleb, I actually fuck this game. I want to talk about something that's even better that I think you and I both share very, very close to our hearts.
I know where this is going.
Which is that MILR playoff game, which is becoming a complete shit show. You want to talk about that?
Becoming a complete shit show? It's been a complete shit show since inning 1.
Yeah, is because fuck the foam dome. Okay, so Kevin doesn't know.
Don't you say shit about the foam dome,
Fuck
sir.
the foam
I
dome.
don't know anything about the playoffs.
Okay, so we both have been pitching for the Fontano Trash Pandas. Fontana.
Oh.
So I started off the game. I think I gave up 4 runs or something like that, and I was like, "Yo, like Caleb, you have to take me out. They've got my number today." And so Caleb comes in to pitch for me, and I think he's given up at least like 5,000 runs.
Dude, you're an awful pitcher, Jay. Like,
Wait, no, it was him. Fuck off. Leave me alone.
When I updated it last night, you had 6 earned runs, my 4. So
Well, you let in the 2 that I had on base.
well, it's not my fault. You left him on base.
Still counts as an ER, right?
Whatever. I'm just providing some context here. There's a little more than just that.
The only thing that really screwed us over in that game was when we had 1 out and the bases loaded, and I gave up a 202 difference walk.
Yeah, what the fuck is this stupid park?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
god!
the best park ever.
I like when like the game was basically over and you were like, you know what, fuck it, let's try to get a triple play, and you intentionally walked the bases loaded with men on second and third.
So is that game over?
No, it might as well be, but no.
Oh, okay. I know the other one. Actually, oh my god, what's the team name? I don't even know. Whatever our MILR team is for Houston, it's like
the Blood Saints.
BER, yeah, Berlin, I think.
Yeah.
They're against the Bongo Cats, and they were doing pretty well, which is kind of hype because the Bongo Cats were like really good, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so
they were 12-2 during the regular season. So
yeah, which is really freaking good. I just hope they don't win. Is my only thing, especially because like who are they? The Yankees and some other teams? I don't know.
They're the Yankees, the Indians, and the Rangers.
That's such a weird combination. Jesus Christ.
Well, because it was one team from each division, is how the teams were decided.
Yeah, that's true. Huh.
So
okay.
Actually, I was talking about this with Omega, and I was like, so I think after expansion to like 32 teams, let's say, I think we should not like pursue like infinite expansion, and I think that it would be very viable to develop a farm system, minor leagues again, if we get to the point where everybody on the farm system is like a part of it, because right now we have like everybody who plays in minor league Reddit ball it's their second team. So
yes,
a lot of them don't really care as much about it as they do their primary team. But if we had guys who were like in the minor leagues and it is their primary team, I think there'd be a lot of excitement there. And if they are like active guys, not just like basically the dregs of our league, like the first attempt at minor leagues was, I think that'd be very cool. I really like the whole entire idea of like, this guy is like a reporter doing like this top prospect has been called up to the major leagues. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And like,
one thing I love about MILR, and I know I talk about it a lot, but it's because I put so much passion into it, is that when I was calculating it a few sessions ago, that somewhere between 66 and 75% of players in MILR were not playing in MLR that session. So in something that was designed to get people at bats when they're not playing in MLR, it's actually working,
Oh yeah,
which is great.
I definitely totally.
Yeah, I will say I when that when you're restructuring or whatever of it came around, there were a lot of us that didn't think it was gonna really
Yeah.
turn out to be anything.
Well, I was totally for the Styrofoam Cup at the time.
Yeah, that's I blatantly stole that from you.
Oh no, totally. Thank you for doing that. I thought it was a great name. At the very least, like we could have like the secondary trophy be a Styrofoam cup instead of a paper cup.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that too.
But yeah,
That's coming up next session, the Styrofoam Cup.
ooh.
Let's see.
Well, I'm totally for like minor
You're
league expansion, like
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very,
With-
very far
with
future when there's enough people.
With expansion, I would like. I think if we're going to expand this year, I would like to make the jump for 30 teams if we can.
Yes.
32 teams would be the highest that I could
Yes.
go, only
I
because we run a 16.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Like NFL style,
Yeah,
16.
we run a
Yeah, that'd be
16
so
game
sick.
season, and I could just mimic the NFL schedule style,
Yeah,
and
that'd
it would be
sweet.
easy. But
Yeah.
I'm totally for
Nothing's
32
ever easy.
32 team cap. What would
Dude,
be the
would-
32nd team though? What would you think?
God, that's
One of them's
a
gonna
good
be
point.
because like we have the Expos, so like one of them has to like have.
But I did hear the Expos might move, so we might not even have the Expos.
Wait, say that again.
yeah,
You
the
cut out.
I did
Expos
hear
are
that-
planning on transferring to Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh.
Yeah, the Expos. Going back
Interesting.
home, baby.
Okay, I'm fine with that. But definitely like
Yeah, so we might not.
Okay, so what do you think so assuming the Expos move to Atlanta and we have those
Yeah.
2 spots open that are not MLB current teams, what do you
Yeah.
think they would be?
Jeez. That's rough. Because
Yeah,
there's not really any because like if you think about football, right? I feel like the Oilers, like there's still certain teams that are you don't use that name anymore, but like they're still well known enough like to be. But I can't really think of any in baseball that are like aside from the Expos obviously that are so recent that
there aren't any really defunct teams in baseball so
You'd
much.
probably have to go with so you'd go with the Expos probably for one of them, and then you'd probably have to go for like the St. Louis Browns or something. I would love
That's
the St. Louis Browns.
old.
Yeah,
know
but
some
like they
people
have like
wanted,
they have their own identity. Like there's a lot of like cool images that you could pull up for their logos and shit. You can go
Yeah.
like I would love to do like the Worsters, which is the Ruby Legs, which is very old. That's like before the Phillies even existed.
I know a lot of people wanted the Cleveland Spiders.
Oh, those would
Was
be
another-
cool too.
yeah, that's true. That's another one that could be.
And you know my longtime campaign for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Ooh, yeah.
That
I
you
would
could
like
do.
that. That would be cool.
I would
like
so
that.
that'd be such a fun meme.
That would be
so happy.
amazing.
So
You know what? I'd like to change my answer.
yeah, I'm totally so thank you for coming on board with the Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Devil Rays
Oh yeah.
coexistence.
Yeah, let it happen, guys. Let's make it happen for sure.
All
Yeah.
right. So do we have anything to talk about your game, Caleb, or have anything else?
No,
I think we're good on that game.
The game is like I said, it's like 4 hits between both teams.
Do you
It's been
Do you think that you guys are gonna get to the 3-13 mark, or do you guys think you're gonna be 1-15 or 2-14?
I would like to get to the 3-13 mark, but
Such a ridiculous conversation. What the fuck?
yeah. No,
I guess I should ask-
I want to be 1-15.
I guess I should
you know,
ask
it's-
Kevin that because he's like an impartial.
Oh god.
So what
I'd
do you-
like for them. I'd like for them to only.
I don't
have
care
the
what you
one win.
fucking like. How about you tell
I think
me?
that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool if they just won the one game.
Look,
But I think they're probably gonna win one. out of one.
when I came back to the Padres, when I asked Dick Schott to send me to the Padres, I said I just want to get this team 1 win. I don't want them to go 0-16.
No.
So as of session 12,
you
mission accomplished.
succeeded,
Player of
yeah.
the session, I'm the greatest. So,
That's true.
but
Yeah,
Good stuff, man.
Chuck, I'm like in the Phillies server, and Chuck just was like, cause like somebody, one of our players was like, what am I doing? Swinging, like what am I swinging? And I just put I'm podcasting, so I can't look now. And Chuck was like, this dude is checking his notifications whilst podcasting.
That's true. I do that too, though.
He put whilst.
All
Um,
right.
all right,
All right.
so it's
Well,
been fun, Caleb. I love
yep.
you. We need to get you
Thanks,
on for like
buddy.
a full podcast at some point, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see you
Yeah.
later.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for having me.
You
You too.
too. See ya.
All right,
All
so
right. Mattress? He says he has to dip sooner
shit,
rather
yeah,
than.
let's do that. Okay, let's get in the mattress.
And I do want to talk about that Houston game. So
Oh yeah, we can do. Oh, this is like the big
yeah,
crescendo. Hey, mattress, how you doing? Is he around right
you're
now?
you're muted by the way,
Yeah.
Mattress. Yeah, I mean he typed like 1 minute ago.
There we
So
go.
Oh, there you go.
hey, what's up?
Or you should be saying that to me.
Huh?
All
Okay.
right.
So I want to first like preface this by giving a big shout out to my man Mattress here, who's been so cool with the FBB ref and like helping out, and he made a bunch of pages, like blank slate pages, that I just kind of like, I took the Chicago one and I just started like typing up their history. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
been
glad someone. Yeah, you're going through and making it pretty. I'm just building the shell,
it
which is
definitely
kind of the annoying part, and then you can do the fun part in because I don't know any of the history.
exactly. Well, I kind of don't either. I'm going through like game by game and being like, well, this one ended like this, and this one ended like this. All right,
Just don't
so
let me make the Toronto Blue Jays page. I'm just gonna.
oh yeah. All right.
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna basically leave this to you guys, and you guys can discuss this lovely
all
game that you
right.
guys are going through right now.
So just for a little backstory, right? What had happened was we were up the Astros against the Angels, and we were winning. And somebody, who was it? Who was up? It was Girth Brooks, right? Girth Brooks was up to bat. The bases were loaded, and there was 2 outs, and he didn't swing until 12 and a half hours later, right? So normally in this league, if you don't swing in 12 hours, you get an automatic strikeout. But for whatever reason, it was not called an automatic strikeout because Reddit had gone down for a couple hours or whatever the night before. So we've kind of been going through that in the Astros clubhouse and out in the open too. What do you think about all that, Mattress? What do you think about what happened, the tragedy that happened to us?
Ah, man. So obviously I'm biased because I'm on the Astros, but you had plenty of opportunities to submit your hit if Reddit was down. Is he really going to swing during that overnight when most people were asleep? Probably not. But if you did want to submit his pitch then, you can send it via Discord. But
Yeah.
rules are rules. And then I saw someone say, they're like, hey man, the Angels just need to get in the playoffs. Just give it to them. No, like, follow the rules. Um,
Yeah, I don't
it's
like
it's
that.
cutting it's cutting. It is a weird situation. I get it, but at the end of the day, I disagree with it. But I'm not going to stress over it. Even in real sports, like the referees will make decisions that throw off the game, and it's just part of the game. So
Yeah.
that's how I'll look at it.
Yeah. I do think, the guy afterward, whatever, in the servers, like in the Angel server, said that he had tried to pull up Reddit and it like didn't pull up the night before when he was trying to check it. Which, whatever, I'll take his word for it. I don't really, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's lying or whatever. But I just feel like I would have liked for the people making that decision at the time to do that investigation, and to like go through and ask, like ask Meerkat and ask people if the guy was around. Did he try to make an effort to ask anyone about it? Or, did he say something in the clubhouse? Like anything to show that he had some sort of intention of swinging.
Yeah.
And there wasn't that, like I don't think that effort was made, which was kind of what I had a problem with. And I think Sam had a big problem with it. I've never seen Sam get like that before, by the way, because he's usually a
I
pretty
have.
well, it depends. Nothing like team related like that, I don't think. Maybe like when, yeah, I don't know. I just, it was, but it got me fired up, for sure. And I saw how the team reacted to it, and it just kind
Even
of made
saw
me.
a lot of people are going in the thread and downvoting the ump too.
Yeah, and
Really?
Collins is getting downvoted like crazy in our thread too. So which he deserves, I think. But
I just like, yeah. I mean, as an outsider, I definitely agree with Kev's sort of look into like maybe they should have actually discussed like the like actually went into research and like put more thought, at least like put more thought into like what their decision was gonna be, because it just seemed like they were like, okay, well, I have this one piece of info that could have changed the whole dynamic of the at bat, so let me just like say it. Okay, it's fine. Like, it seemed like there wasn't much thought put into the letting it go, and I feel like there should have been.
and I will say, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, with that being said, there was a lot of vitriol. There was a lot of vitriol. I did not like when Sam basically like went off starting to talk about Preller in the sense of the OTC in public, and it's like, okay, well, now you're just kind of getting a little too angry. Anyway,
Well,
and it's just not
and that's honestly that's a whole other thing. But I do think that was kind of built up, and that's kind of been a long time coming. But again, it was unfortunate that it directly involved Sam as the GM and then Preller as the ump, and it just kind of like there's been stuff building up, I think, regardless of this specific instance, and I don't think it was just that anyway. But
yeah.
another thing, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just glad that like he did kind of drop it there. He was that was pretty mature of him. Sorry, go ahead.
I do think another part of it, and I don't know if I've talked with Mattress about this in the clubhouse, but oh my god, I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
There was another part of it that I was going to talk about. Oh my god. Oh yeah. It was the fact that Preller and I guess it was like Preller and Zand that really made the decision. And I think one of the reasons that it kind of came out the way it did is because they made the decision pretty quickly. It seemed like they were kind of getting pressured to, and I don't know who it was by, because apparently it was by both sides, by Houston and by Los Angeles, to like not hold up the game and to just make a decision. But the result ended up taking hours anyway. Like, we didn't start playing again until like 4 p.m. or something, or 3 p.m. Eastern time anyway. So, we got held up anyway. Like, I just would have liked to see that time being used to, look into it instead of just kind of letting it happen, or, whatever. But yeah.
All right, we should probably get to Cleveland because Jericho's waiting.
Okay, Kader, real quick. Expansion.
Did we ask Caleb? Shit.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. Oh, yeah, we totally did. Okay, never mind. Go for it.
All right, expansion.
100% down. I think the larger this community grows, the better. As long as it's quality people and it's not just a bunch of random people just kind of, or I don't know what the word would be, but so far I think from what I've noticed, the expansion from season 2 to season 3 was very big, and a lot of the rookies were very involved. Similar growth, and add a couple more teams. I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Do you think 30 teams straight up next season?
I like the idea of the 32 teams with the NFL style.
Yeah.
If we get enough people for it, then I'm all for it.
Cool.
If we have enough people, then yeah, let's go all the way to 32.
Hell yeah. I love this. Everyone's on board, man.
So I don't know if it was Caleb before, it was someone, they were talking about and stealing bases. And someone mentioned my name, and they said, "Oh, I don't think he's hitting well." Base 452. So.
Yeah, no, I think what I did was I named like 3 of you, and I said you guys weren't getting on base, but really it's mostly Harry, I think, because Harry's hitting terribly. He's hitting like under 100 or something. Yeah, he'll get there.
100, but I got a 45 on base, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, well,
we'll let Jericho go on.
Yeah, it's been
Thanks
good,
for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, dude.
Let me move him out.
Dude, oh my god, he's cool too. Yeah. These are like the first time people that are coming on are like so cool.
Everyone's so cool in this community.
Yeah, we've done stuff with J-Lo, with Caleb before, so we already know him. But like,
yeah, our old fireside chat where you weren't invited.
Where I wasn't.
Let me get my man's on.
Let's get this man on.
Jericho, how you going, man?
Hey,
morning, Jay. Morning, Kev. How you guys doing?
Man.
Oh, we're doing
Oh,
fantastic. We already hit an hour almost, and
I know it doesn't feel like it at all. Wow,
it's
that's
been
crazy.
such a good podcast.
Well,
Shit.
normally we go like an hour, and like by the end, I can kind of feel us kind of like dragging a little bit. But wow, jeez, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pee soon, but I think I'll go one more podcast. That's just because
That's no problem.
I've been drinking.
Jericho,
So.
is there anything you want to talk about that isn't your game? What's your game?
Well, I could talk about the expansion question you've been asking everyone.
Oh yeah, let's do it, man. Let's talk about it.
Let's get right into it. Let's just jump into it.
Let's
Personally, I do think that the expansion shouldn't be to 32 because I feel like you're kind of spreading things a bit too thin. I feel like 28 would probably be the best way to do it because I'm definitely for expansion. I feel like we should, try and get as many teams as possible because, we're seeing very deep benches in places like Cleveland and Toronto and Milwaukee that could basically form second teams at this point. So I do think, it's better for the league as a whole to try and get more teams in there, get more players involved.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say that I'm also a 20 out of 20 team right now.
So, okay, so you're saying for this next expansion, you don't think the jump to 32 is...
No, not yet.
Okay, what about 30?
I could do it, but it's risky.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's a little risky too, if we don't get the numbers. But I did a bunch of math and a bunch of stuff in the proposal room to try and prove that we could do it with like a little bit of other tweaks that I don't think some people would like.
It's okay, everybody. I did the math.
Well,
I added two. I don't know. I'm not in the committee room.
I hate to cut you guys off right now, but I'm actually going to have to duck off a podcast now. So feel free to bring in Matt or Val, whoever else is on. I've got to actually get into work.
We had the important
see you later.
All right, see ya.
See ya. At least we got through the expansion thing.
Yes, that's the question that matters. All right, who do you want
Yeah,
next?
that's fine.
We have 3 more people left.
Whatever, that's fine. Dragon, close your eyes and drag one in. Let's do it.
No, because I'm just gonna drag you out. I'm gonna like completely misclick. Yeah. I'll just go top and bottom. So hey, what's going on, Matt? Hi, my name is.
Okay, first question. Hold on. When Mountain meets. Okay, Matt. First question, and this is something that's been eating at me for so long. I know your player name obviously is based off of your Reddit name, which is like "Hi, my name is Matt" or whatever, right? How would you pronounce it? Like if it was an actual name, like Matt. What? Like how would you say it?
Himanamas was in my head when I first came up with it because I just felt like being an asshole like that. But
oh my god, that's awesome!
I was not expecting that.
Me either.
I was like, "Hi, my name is," or something like that. Himanamas actually sounds a lot better.
It sounds like a name. It sounds like a real name.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Matt. Sorry, go ahead.
I saw he like talked about how he's on the bench for the Cardinals game. Oh, but I can talk about this game, so that's pretty good. This is my game. This is my time to shine, baby.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
So 7-3 Philadelphia right now. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
This game has been fun though. Like legitimately, like going back and forth with it. Like the Cardinals scored 2 in the top of the first, and then the Phillies scored 2 in the bottom, and then the Cardinals scored 1, and the Phillies scored 1, and now Jocko Jones hit a big dinger, and then I actually didn't even know it was 7-3 now. Shit, who did this? That was Autumn. Yeah.
Oh, I love.
Just need another 4-run inning for our side now, and yes. I'll be cheering that on.
And this is actually a huge game for the Cardinals. I mean, obviously for the Phillies it's big too, but for the Cardinals, that NL Central division is so close. Like, Cardinals, Cubs, both 7-7, and then Pirates are a game back. Like that, it's crazy important. So that's a real big one.
Okay.
There's some stakes to this, and I've offered my services as a pinch hitter if need be, but yeah.
I definitely have a feeling that we're just gonna be like top of the 6th, like up by 1, and then
It's gonna be down to the wire.
Matt Himanamas comes in and just crushes our goddamn souls.
Oh, that'd be sick.
My first hit ever in MLR. I finally got a hit in Little League, and it was a dinger. That was my first one.
Doesn't it feel so good, dude? Oh my god, It feels so good, dude. Especially like your first one. Jay's never hit a home run, so he doesn't know, but
I hit a triple. That was in a Nippon League.
Oh wow, that's going way back, man.
Yeah,
Not really, actually.
I played for Caleb. But in my last game I hit two. I hit a double, a single, and I also walked, I think. So hey.
All right, Matt. We've been asking everyone
I'm gonna pee
expansion.
while you do this, so go ahead.
Okay,
Take your time.
sure. Their thoughts on expansion, whether we should, kind of stick with the same number of teams, and then just kind of like use the intake, use the signups to like bolster some of the weaker like benches and like weaker active teams we have, or should we like add 2 teams, 4 teams, 6 teams to get up to 30? Like what do you think about that?
I'm going to be honest, I'm not intimately familiar with the numbers there, like the number of players we have and stuff. But I heard it mentioned earlier about using, like once we do hit the expansion, and I honestly think 32 teams will be fine. But once beyond that, even using the minor league as, further expansion. That's kind of like how the in FCAA, the fake college football thing happens. I mean, obviously they only have one person per team there, but I really think that we could expand this, eventually a lot further.
Yeah.
For the main league of 32 teams seems viable to me.
Yeah, I do think that's kind of, what everyone's kind of gathered is like, if we do reach that 30-32 team and like everyone's teams are pretty active, like obviously, minor league is the way to go, and to kind of, and I think that'd be cool in any way, like to kind of, like Jay was saying, do the whole call ups, like sending people down, all that stuff. So that'd be pretty neat.
Hasn't that already been tried or something? I saw some mention of that.
Like, I think I was the one. I was actually the one that said that. Yeah, but from what I remember, people did not like that at all. Basically how it worked, I think, is we had like 3 or 2 minor league spots or like contracts that each team could give out, and maybe Jay can talk a little more about this because I think he either was part of like creating the system or like used it intimately. We're talking about the old minor league system, remember, with like 3 minor league contracts per team or whatever, like 2. Were you the one that created that?
Yeah, it was the minor league slot system.
Yeah, how did that work? And people didn't really like it, right? Like that ended up kind of failing.
It wasn't that they didn't like it as much as it was too ambitious for the size that we were at.
Okay, for what we had. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea was that like you had these minor league slots. I think you started out with 3, and you like I think we had combined teams at that point where like all like 3 teams combined into one minor league team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so the idea was that like we would have this like limited amount of minor league slots that you could sign to your team, and these like, and the players in your slots, they automatically like they're your players. You can bring them up as like when you can, but if you bring a player down, they get put on waivers, so like anybody else can claim them. So we had that, and also you could trade the slots where you could trade them for a player, like you could be like, oh, I want that slot, I'll give you this player, and then it'll give you like more room to sign people, so you could just like trade a player. I forget like exactly how it worked, but like you definitely trade the slots, because I traded a slot for one of Milwaukee's players when Cash was still the GM, and then it ended up not really working too well.
I guess like interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
That sounds like some really like robust mechanics and an already like dense rule book.
It wasn't dense at the time.
And it wasn't like I get it. I think it's like, I mean, it's honestly very similar to what we do now, except like we in the combined teams for like MILR, you can like put in however many Brewers and however many Expos or whatever on a team. Like it
and there's definitely a feel more of like just for funsies instead of like you need to earn your place.
Yeah, which I and I don't even think that's that big of a deal, because I like the idea of kind of having to earn, like having to get called up or whatever, as long as there is something to do for them like while they're down there, like I do think that's a cool idea, as long as they have something to play for while they're on the minor league.
if we
This
had
one.
if we had a league big enough that we could have active people in a AAA minor league system,
Oh, so sick,
and
man.
and they were all active, then I promise you that all those people would probably be very enthusiastic about their team. The thing that was, because it would be number one, their primary team, where like in MILR now, a lot of people aren't really into it, like emotionally, because I mean they have
Yeah.
their major league teams. It's just kind of like a side thing. But this would
Yeah.
be like their primary team. This would be the team that they play the majority of the games for, and also if the league were big enough and active enough to have that, then uh like there wouldn't be like so many auto Ks like the first iteration had, and there would just be like everybody would be
Yeah.
batting and everybody would be active. It's like how like people got really into the Goldies, like the Gold Coast Goldies, when we had like that
The
was like
tryout
preseason
games.
too.
Tryout
Yeah,
games, yeah.
like people got so into those identities because they sort of like bonded together as teams despite that not being major league teams, and just like having I feel like like we would have to expand a lot, and we would have to have a lot of active people that are just like left over, but if we did, like, that would, I think it would work super super well.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. But
um
then again, like you say we have to expand a lot, but like, we started from whatever we had season one, we're here now. So like definitely doable in my opinion. Yeah.
and also, who was it Matt who said that? No, it was Jericho who said he wanted to do 28 teams. I don't know, like I mean,
Huh? 28. Who said that?
didn't Jericho say he wanted to expand to just 28 teams this
No, I
season?
just think he didn't want to do 32. He just wanted to
I think
keep it
he
at
said he didn't
30.
want to do
I
30 either. Sorry, go
I
ahead,
think
Matt.
32 is totally doable, but like I brought this up in conversation, it kind of glossed over in the Discord. But like, do we, like, if push comes to shove and we do have 32 teams and are struggling to fill them, do we really need to have all 9 players on a roster?
What do you mean?
Like having maybe a 7-player team just like as a stopgap. If like that would have the rotation going through a bit quicker, probably a
Like
bit
for
more
mine,
engaged.
like for
It
minors
would
or
it would
for
mess with stat. Like if we have like a 30-second team that's just like a redheaded stepchild, like some kind of situation where like we aren't can't actually fill out that team. Allow like a smaller roster. Like defense doesn't actually really matter in this game, so we don't need to make sure we have one for
Okay.
every position.
So
Well,
you're
then,
saying
So
if
we could have
well, the games are set up
that. That might mess
basically.
with stats a little bit, but
The problem is that the games are set up basically around a 9 inning, or a 9 person batting lineup that goes around.
yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I guess we could do it, but I feel like people wouldn't let that happen.
it's
Like I feel
like
like they would just rather not expand to that much of like it can't be supported or
it's technically not like a fairness thing per se, but it is definitely like a, let's say you have a hitter that's hitting 500, that's your first batter. That hitter
that's
will come
true.
around again quicker on the 7 player team than on the 9 player team. So
that's fair.
that would be like I wouldn't say it's necessarily an advantage, but it would be something different that could be attributed, that could be giving like an advantage, I guess. It's hard to explain. Like it's I don't
Yeah,
want to
that's
give one
true.
team something different than another team, because you don't know like how much that would affect the outcome.
Yeah. Plus, honestly, like if you're down to like 7 people on your roster, like there have been times where like a team has been really in need like that, and then somebody will help them out and just like trade them somebody or something. Like I know
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me before. So you
Chuck,
know.
I traded Chuck.
Oh my
That
god.
was technically a pity trade to Boston before they started being good. Like I was like, oh yeah, they have not a lot of active people because the previous GMs kind of fucked that team, and plus they had a lot of people that left because they were alts. So I was like, I'm just gonna trade him for some clam chowder because I felt bad for him, and then he ended up being like really active. And I was like, "Fuck you, Peppers! Give him to me." And he asked for Oliver Yu, so I was like, "Yeah, I can't do that." So I had to wait. But yeah, you have anything else you want to talk about, Matt?
MLR Media maybe.
Oh,
Dude,
MLR Media.
I'm so excited for that. We're all media,
Yeah,
so dude, it's been great. Like the whole,
that
I've
initial
been
explosion was really fun.
Yeah, and the reporters, the articles, like everything. We're doing podcasts again. Like I don't know. I just think it's great, and I think people are having a lot of fun with it.
I need to get more
Yeah.
permanent writers for 501D. I have one guy. He's on the Astros actually. That has been like, yeah, I'm gonna write an article soon for 501D. I need to, cause your stupid site has been getting a lot of people in, and I wanna make sure that I differentiate the types of writers that get into 501D. So
Yeah, I think that that's a good idea too. Like, if we kind of like go our own ways and what kind of content we put up, and because honestly, like I've always had this idea, and this is not what I envisioned the pitches in to be, but I've always had this idea that once we have like MLR Media like all up and running, like we have so many options of other cool stuff we can do, like um for lack of better examples, like a BuzzFeed type website that's literally only like stupid
Top
clickbaity,
10.
like yeah, yeah, top tens. Or like like even stuff like The Onion, or like or like a TMZ gossip site or something, like
A satire
there's
site about fake baseball, even
there's
faker news.
there's yeah, exactly. There's so many ways you can go with it that I just think it's so, like, we just need that initial foundation of like actual stuff, and then we can do cool stuff with it after.
yeah, it'd be so fun. We need to get like our own, like we need to like have like reporters like that have allegiances to certain sites. Like I definitely want to have like
Oh, so
specific like
cool.
501D reporters and
Reporter blood
specific like the
fight.
pitches in reporters, and it's
Yeah.
like. I really want to get Twitter back up. Like I know Sam hates
Yep.
Twitter, but like
Yeah, I
it's
know a
just so
lot of people hate
authentic
Twitter, but yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome for league stuff, I think. And
because
I
it's what
think Matt said he didn't like it either, but
it's what happened. Well,
Yeah, I guess I just haven't put the right kind of effort in to make Twitter work for me.
oh
it's
yeah,
it's I think if you had seen what it was like when when like beginning of season 2, people joined the league, and in the build up to the draft, people were tweeting, it was crazy, like it was awesome. So I think if you had been around at that time, you kind of see how it can, you know, yeah.
oh yeah, it was
Maybe I
it was
need
really good.
to get in and follow everyone. Then, all
I
right.
mean, we do have like archives too, which is cool. So we actually kind of go back.
That's
If we ever
true.
feel
Yeah.
nostalgic, we have like a bunch of podcast archives just scattered around the web.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, so okay, so Matt just left, so we're gonna have.
Oh, okay. I'm
I was
so
like, shit,
sick
did
of
you do
that.
that? But all right, here, let me bring her in. Technically, you could bring her in, but I'll do it. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Hi,
what's
Val.
up?
Привет.
Hey.
Is that Russian? Ugh.
Yes.
Val's
Dude,
another person who helped out with fake baseball reference. You were the first person to help out with fake baseball reference, so thank you for that.
Yeah, because I did the Marlins and I did my own.
Dude, your article's sick too. Like, I read it. You have like the whole thing up in there. Like,
Did
that's
she
cool.
post? Did she post on the pitches in too?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
You fucking god damn it! Okay, I will pay you to take that article and bring it over to 501D. I swear to God.
Not yet. That's awesome. Oh my god.
I promise. Like 501D is better. It has nicer. You can put pictures
Look,
on
I'm
it.
just a whore.
God fucking damn it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of people who can write. Okay. All right. We talked about it earlier, but we can talk about it again. Talk about this Marlins Dodgers game.
Very frustrating.
Yes. I'm sorry. I have a stake in
Our
this
offense has been mired in a slump the last few sessions, so going down is not exactly ideal. I think we do have the talent to bounce back. It's just, a matter of we're running out of outs.
game.
think we're in
Yeah.
Fourth,
Val,
we just gave up the go-ahead double.
Val, I feel like you get in that situation, or maybe it's just like me remembering wrong, where like you pitch a good game and then like your team just the runs don't come in, like.
In our last 3 games, we've scored 1 run in each of them. The good
Oh
news
my god,
to Fish and I had complete game shutouts.
Jay
Yeah.
knows about that. Jay's team went like, oh, how long was it?
Fuck off. Don't talk about this.
Oh my god, his team went like games and games without scoring a run, right?
I had a Twitter account for a little while. Actually, I had like a tertiary Twitter account that I basically changed with like the wind. Like whenever I wanted to do something new, I just kind of changed it. And at one point, it was like the amount of days since the Phillies last scored a run, and I think it got to 54.
Oh my gosh.
I think we were at like 21 innings without giving up an earned run because the previous run that I'd given up was
Let's say that again.
Wait.
Roboted a little bit.
what?
You kind of went into robot mode a little bit, so we couldn't hear you. What was that again?
Oh, I think we were at, like, before the Dodgers scored, I think we were at like 21 innings without giving up an earned run. The last runs we'd given up were unearned.
Oh,
Wait.
damn.
Ghost
Oh,
runners.
I
and
see. I
extras.
see.
Oh, ghost
So-
runners.
Those two things ran concurrently, like you guys not being able to score and you guys not giving up an earned run.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
Because in that interim, we scored 2 runs. One against the Padres, one against the Pirates.
Why are they the Brooklyn Dodgers this session? I just noticed that. What the hell?
I don't know. Ask Hank or Ricky.
Oh, I get. Okay. It's players session. It's
Players session.
Okay, that makes sense.
I hope they rebrand. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess
Val.
that's another thing.
Val, okay, fuck the expansion talk, and let's go specifically. Or we can do it later, but whatever. Let's go specifically. What do you think about a league with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and also the Tampa Bay Rays?
That's redundant.
No, it isn't. They're complete because we do.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
we have the Expos and the Nationals, so it's like they're the same team with different iterations.
Well, I will say this: back when the Devil Rays were first created in MLR, they were very, very like insistent on telling you that they are the Devil Rays and not the Rays. Like they were crazy about that. So maybe maybe if they cared as much this season,
they're completely different designs too. Like their uniforms are very different.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Val. How about expansion in general? What's your take on that?
If we have the amount of people joining to do it,
Yeah.
that sounds pretty rad. More people is always nice, as long as the teams are run with care.
Yeah. What do you think about the 30-32 argument?
The what?
The 30 to 32 teams argument. Like, should we stop at 30? Should we go to 32 and do NFL style divisions and scheduling? Or
I don't know. It really depends on how much interest there is.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd say.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'd say aspire to 32, but plan for 30.
Yeah.
So let's say the Expos turn into the Braves this year.
Oh my god.
Or after the season. All right, so we have 30 teams, and they're all just basically the MLB teams. Who would be your pick? They have to have played in the MLB before. So any MLB teams, in the past that are, I guess, defunct. Who would be your 2 teams for number 31 and 32?
Well, I mean, I would obviously go with the Expos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And number 2,
the Florida Marlins.
Yeah, I mean,
oh god.
Oh, I think didn't Uga talk about rebranding?
Moving.
Yeah, he has mentioned it.
Yeah.
Ability, but we don't know. As for the answer, I'd probably go with, let's get weird here, the St. Louis Browns.
Yeah, it's exactly the Browns. I actually really like the Browns.
Dude, imagine that rivalry with the Cardinals. Damn.
Dude, that'd be so cool. Fuck yeah. Oh, speaking of rivalries, all right, this is another thing that I was sort of like bringing up recently. This was like so out there, and I figured that everybody would hate it, but like a lot of my team liked it. But of course, they're my team, so. So instead of having static divisions, what if we had a division lottery where basically at the beginning of the season we do random picks to decide what the division makeup will be that year for that season? Fuck off. So
okay.
So like a random number generator for divisions, not decisions.
So like every single year the divisions are different because we don't really have much like. I don't know. We kind of have rivalries, but it's not really that. I think it'd be like way cooler if we do something like that. Oh, thank you, Caleb. Oh yeah, the Seattle Pilots. I would fucking love that. I would love that too.
Why didn't I think of that one?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm totally for the randomizer.
I love Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, I like that
too.
too.
That's pretty good.
Miami, Ohio Marlins. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Only this time, we're not going to blow a 3-1 lead with a minute to go in the national championship game. 2009, never forget. This is a very niche joke that no one's going to get, but...
So Caleb's
Dude.
currently talking in the audio for people who can't see.
Yeah, I'm
Caleb's
looking.
totally. I know, but like the audience can't see. Caleb is very receptive of all my shitty ideas, so he's very onto the lottery divisions. I think that'd be so cool. Just be like, God damn it, I'm in a division with the fucking Yankees this year. Damn it, or like, yay, this division seems a little easy.
Okay, so no geographic, like you wouldn't limit anything, like you
Well,
wouldn't.
there's no real reason, like it's like for immersion's sake it'd be like, oh yeah, geographically it won't make as much sense, but like I mean we're just a fake baseball thing, and I feel like if it were able to happen in real life, that would be really fucking cool, and it's able to happen in fake baseball, so that'd be really cool.
Yeah, because we don't have to worry about travel.
Yeah, it's I think it'd be really cool. This is like because it would just like change the dynamic of like because then it would be like, oh shit, now we can analyze these leagues, the divisions as they are this year, and like it'd be like, oh well, this division is like the hardest this year, and it's like we can have a lot of cool analyses on it, and like be like which one's the hardest division this year, where it's like I guess like teams are fluid.
Which
so
one's
just
going to
do
be
that.
the new NL Central ping meme?
Yeah, it's just oh my god, and we could like band together as a team after the fact to like name our own division for the season.
I will say, okay, Caleb's right. It'd be more like a World Cup group thing, which I guess is interesting. Yeah, that's pretty. I guess that's interesting. I'm not completely against the idea. I think it's cool, but I will say, I don't know how you guys feel in your division because you're both NL East, but when I was in the NL Central with the Brewers and all them, like we all really like it was like a rivalry, like it legitimately, like I would not have wanted to not be in the division with them. So I do feel like there is some of that in MLR. Some of it is weird, like the Diamondbacks are in the wrong like league or whatever, and then like the
You don't
Astros
even
are
go
in
here.
yeah,
The other
the
AL West
Astros,
teams with the Rockies, and also the other AL Central, the Astros.
Yeah, the Astros are in the Central instead of the West. Like it's just weird, but I don't know. I guess I'm open to the idea.
I understand what you're saying. Like I just think that like compared to the MLB, which has these like really strong histories of rivalries, and like I think it's like overall just like because like we're all personally like at the end of the day we're pretty good friends, so it's like it's hard to like be like, oh fuck you, like legitimately, where like a lot of people in the MLB would be like, oh yeah, fuck Texas Rangers, like unironically if they're an Astros fan. So like and like if you have those rivalries, then like you could probably find new rivalry. I don't know. It's
okay. Then okay. How about this? Just as a little extra twist to it, right? In NFL divisional, like in the scheduling in NFL, who you play is based on, or parts of who you play is based on how you place in your division, right? So if you place like first, you'll play first place in another division or something, like stuff like that. Do you think that should be part of it, like kind of how they do in the World Cup, where you have different pots, where like the top 8 teams or whatever have to be in different divisions, and then they distribute it from there?
I think like a part of like how crazy and fun it is how it can go to shit and be very unbalanced.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I don't know.
So you don't care. You just want.
Yeah, like
I would
third
have like
place in the NL East is not like third place in the NL West.
if we go crazy
In the NL East, you're still a pretty decent team. Third place in the NL West means you're an MLR team that exists.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying like cuz like real life leagues, like as she's saying, they're very lopsided, and I wouldn't want to like take this chance to sort of make it a little uniform, because I think that would take the fun out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Damn, that's an interesting idea.
Well, now that I vocalized it, and there are currently
Let's get weird.
Yeah, let's get weird, man. You might have spoken it into existence.
Yes, exactly. Let's get fucking weird. Let's get some shit going in the committee. I have some defensive proposals that I made like 3 months ago that nobody's even looked at. Fuck.
Oh, wow. Caleb's talking about an injury one.
Oh yeah, that was a meme. Yeah.
Honestly, I know. Well, you tell me it's a meme,
It's,
whatever.
it's a
But
fucking meme, dude. We're not
but
gonna do
I've
injuries.
always like been open to the idea of like slight injuries like that keep you out for like a session or two, because a lot of people say like, oh, we're supposed to be having fun, like blah blah blah, you wouldn't not want to play. But I don't know, I think it's like kind of a
Honestly, like for immersion's sake, you could just rename the hiatus list the injured.
that's another one. That's true, we could do that. I don't know, I just think it'd be cool to like, oh,
We could
fucking
have.
Oliver Yu broke his fucking face or something and he can't pitch for like a week. Like I
That
just think that'd
explains
be
why he's so
cool.
ugly. I'm sorry, Al.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool if we had like a purgatory league where it's like the disabled people go, or the injured people, I guess is the correct way of saying it. So it's like the purgatory league, like you leave the league after you get better, so it's like, oh, you're in purgatory now. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else. Oh shit, fuck. I was gonna ask Val something, like her opinion on something, but I guess whatever. Um, so anything else you want to talk about, Val?
No, I'm curious to see what you were gonna ask though.
Yeah, I actually want to know too.
I would love to know too. I can't think of it.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
I'll ask you later off podcast if I think of
Ye-
it. I guess.
ye-
Cool.
Yee.
Yeah, I dropped my tea somewhere.
So also I guess as we're leaving, what do you think about the ump helper? Sorry. Oh shit! I accidentally clicked that button. And she's
Oh, God.
oh, she's typing shit.
Oh no. Oh, man.
All right. So Tara is gonna be the last person to come in here.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Yankees game and all that fun stuff. Hey Tara, thank you for waiting because you were one of the
Oh,
first
good.
people.
Yeah,
Oh,
you.
good. I was just excited. I love these podcasts, so it's nice to be on one.
Yeah, you did. It's nice that you said that you didn't mind waiting because we did have the couple people that had to go. So
Yeah, it's all good.
okay.
Yeah.
Tara and I had a nice little game, I think last session, where you pitched a
Yeah.
shutout or 4 innings of a shutout.
Yeah. I just want to say, can you guys never like announce a podcast or have a podcast right when I'm pitching? Because the last 2 times it was me against the Royals, which didn't end well, and now the Yankees and almost getting no hit. So
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
just it's like our Achilles heel at the moment.
Oh, yeah, you almost got no hit. Oh, you talk about that. Are you pitching? Yeah, you're pitching right now, right?
No,
No, game's
game's
over.
over.
Or you were pitching during.
I was pitching, yeah. Polo was saving me. Polo was saving me last game. But it was a lot more relaxed this time around. I feel like the clubhouse and all that, we were tense since the Marlins game, because that was a big game with going Val into extras. And then we had Blue Jays were in the division and starting to come back, so we had to beat them. And then of course the Devil Rays, which decided whether we clinch it or not. So it was kind of getting more and more, not, it's not tense, but it was more like we were all going all in. And so this was just a nice breather game where we kind of just took a step back, kind of chilled
big
a
step
bit.
back.
And yeah, the results definitely show it.
Hey,
Definitely show it.
you're the only. Are you the only team that's clinched right now?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well then you have that privilege, I guess. Damn.
So I've never been no hit before,
Okay.
which is a weird flex, right? But what?
I mean, technically, neither have we.
What is the? Yeah, that's true. What is the clubhouse like when you're getting up to the fifth inning and you
I've
haven't
been
gotten a hit yet, and like
been
is there a?
I mean,
What?
yeah, I normally I would say it would be like we're trying to figure out what the heck to pitch, because I mean generally when we're not doing well, we go the Costanza method. When the whole team decides to agree on what we think the pitch will be, we usually go the opposite because generally we're wrong.
Okay.
So it's more of just do the opposite, which did get Rich a hit, I believe. And but then also uh laser got out to end the game, which would have been a home run had we not gone Costanza.
Ooh, see, we were talking like that about that type of stuff with Dart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
know how that can happen.
It happens to
So,
everyone.
and I'm, this is just kind of like, I don't know. I've been talking to Rich a lot lately, and he's been into a lot of stuff, right? Like he's had a crazy week in the MLR, I think, or a crazy 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So when
sure.
he got subbed in and he
Mhm.
went up against what's his name, Cash, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like he's breaking it right here. Did you guys kind of have a feeling like that too? And like, was it any different because it's Rich, and it's like, I mean, he's a
Well,
pretty big.
the team was split. Okay, we had the people like Daryl and the new guy Chuck. I believe it was Chuck. I could be wrong. Who were actually like wanting to figure out the pitch more or less, and then there were people like me and Sky who were like, let's end it on a 69, so that either it's gonna break the no hitter or the perfecto, or we're gonna go out in style. And so Rich came in. He's like, nah, I don't think he would risk a meme pitch, for
Yeah,
the perfecto, and so he swung that.
yeah,
So
smart. Yeah, I don't think Cash would do that either because Cash is a very like, I don't know.
well, I do want to point out that I believe I could be wrong, but I believe the 69 would have gotten a walk. So
Well, I guess it still would have been a no hitter. Because
Yep.
what was it? The pitch was 164. Yeah, that's a
Normal.
walk in polo. The pitch was
Depends.
yeah,
I know.
164. So 69 would have been like yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Triple J or one of the other people when they were hitting against me had a flyout range that started at like 86, 87. So it may not have been.
So Jay and Tara, what do you guys think about the whole like Rich Jinx thing? Like with the first no hitter where you like posted it and announcements and all that.
I defended
I
him.
love it.
I defended him, and then like 15 minutes later, I started posting really shitty memes about it. Because I was he wasn't talking about it, so I was like, okay, I don't know if he's like cool with everybody basically pinging him, like he feels bad or not. So I was like, hey, we should probably chill on this because like it's kind of silly. And he was like, nah, it's cool. And I was like, okay, well then I'll post some shitty memes about it.
Make some memes about it. Oh man.
What do you think about it, Tara?
I don't know how he thinks about it, but I love him being a jinx. I mean, I think it's great. We have somebody who's jinxed 2 perfectos. I mean, perfect games.
Yeah.
We that's like MLR history to me.
Yeah. And I don't, there's never been a perfect game so far. Aside from our boy Sloppy Thurston, nobody's ever thrown a perfect game before. So
whatever happened to him?
Yeah, but does it really count though?
Sloppy Thurston, I don't know. Although who hit the? Oh, okay. The 2 no hitters were that guy who disappeared.
Moritz Stifle.
Yeah, Stifle, and then I was gonna say like maybe no hitters are cursed, but Sardinka's still around
and doing well.
Yeah,
we always say that like awards and like no hitters, they're all cursed because like they just happen to suck afterwards. It's like actually no, this guy did really well.
Never mind.
Because Milo is an MVP, and we used to talk about an MVP curse.
God, dude, he's so good.
I love Milo.
He's so good.
I would touch his pee-pee.
What the fuck?
What's wrong with that?
All right, Tara.
Yeah.
Expansion. Give it to me straight.
I love both 30 and 32 teams, but I want to talk about something with the expansion in the future. Nowhere near now that nobody else has mentioned.
Okay.
I like
so
this.
We have the schedule that's taken more or less from football. Okay. And the game itself is baseball. I think along the lines of World Cup that you guys were talking about earlier, that there's something with soccer. So if the minor leagues do come around, I think we should do relegation, where if a good team is good in the minors, they come back. I know it's controversial to say the least. Like, I mean, it would give GMs incentives to fix their teams and all that stuff, or otherwise they're getting put in the minor.
Well, Here's the thing, Tara. I do think a big part of fake baseball, or a considerable part, is luck. And I just feel like it would suck if you had, like, Cleveland, for example, right? Cleveland had a bunch of free agents signed um, at the beginning of the season. They had a really good draft with Jericho. I mean, Jericho was I think, one of their only picks. So, pretty good draft.
Yeah.
And they came into it with being one of the strongest teams.
Nope,
Like, Jay
no, everyone said they sucked. Everyone knew they were gonna fucking suck, and they
Okay,
sucked.
well-
They sucked,
well-
they deserved to suck. Sorry,
Okay.
go on.
We.
I
Yeah.
have to agree with Jay. I mean, when I was in here first, all I saw were memes about how Cleveland sucked.
Yeah, but it was, it was a meme, right? I said they sucked as a meme. I thought, they were going to be pretty decent, at least with all these people coming over and stuff. But like, Ethan didn't do things like awful or anything. I don't think, at least. Like, he wasn't an awful manager or whatever, and his overall record was like 5-12, and so was mine. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to defend mine.
His problem, I think, was number one, they probably didn't have good scouting. Number two, they had a lot of memers. They were such a big meme group, and I think if you have too many memers, it's just like you have to have like a good clubhouse dynamic where it's like, this guy's the memer. This guy, okay, actually, fuck it. No, Phillies are a bunch of memers. Never mind. Fuck it.
You need a balance, though. You need a balance of it all, I think. And
They had
my
Daniel
clubhouse
Collins
is
on
so
that
fucking
team.
stupid. Never mind.
I think the Indians will do good next season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna call it now. That's my hot take.
No, yeah, maybe. I think Jericho's gonna be good.
I
Dude,
think Indians at the worst get wild card next season.
Next
Expansion,
season?
no expansion. I think they
next
get
season,
wild card.
if we're talking about this next season, the Brewers, watch out.
Okay, I could see that.
Nah, I can't see it.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot tougher. It's a lot less. I mean, because what is he? Do the Brewers still have Ickna and Morello? Two
Yeah,
people
they
that are vying for least valuable player of the year.
Well, I don't. Is Ickna actually that bad? I know he's bad, but I don't think he's like that bad, right? Like, as a pitcher, I know he's pretty bad, but I don't think he's that bad.
I think. All right, hot take. This is a zesty take that I know is gonna happen. Okay. So.
Okay.
Ignore that. So I think that Morello. Okay, I think Morello is gonna declare free agency, and I think not. I think it's gonna take him a little while. Don't look at my fucking meme. So I think it's gonna take him a little while until like the only team that's gonna sign him is going to be one that he's already played for before, and it's not gonna be the Brewers. I think he's gonna sign with the Astros, the Rangers, or the Indians again. That is my hot take.
I don't think Rabbi ever get anywhere close to signing again. But Jay or Wilbur, I could see. Houston,
dude.
I could see.
Oh, what if he went? Oh my God, we need a Morello draft. What if he goes into the draft again? Oh my God,
he's going to.
Can we fucking do first overall Morello? Can we just all agree?
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Oh my God, I want Morello to be first overall.
The Cincinnati Reds with the first overall pick.
The Tampa Bay Rays, the first overall pick. Tara, Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Do you like that idea?
I like if you have to shorten it more because I looked it up. There are 3 cities of Tampa. Okay, so you have Kansas and Colorado. So it should be Tampa Rays and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
You're moving them to a different city just to. Oh man.
Is that allowed? Can you fuck with the
name? Can you move the Rays?
But yeah, I think that, or if the 32nd team, I'm all for the Washington Senators.
Ooh,
yeah, that is a good.
Oh well, they're kind of. My problem with them is that they're way too similar to the Nationals. Like their logo is the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
I'd totally aim for Seattle Pilots.
I'm not too familiar of dead teams.
Yeah, the Walgreens logo has reigned supreme for a long time. Actually, no, fuck it. The Senators have a blue one. That's like a normal bitch W.
And I'm also all for the randomizing the divisions.
If I look up Washington Senators, the Twins come up. That's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you said you're all for.
They're not similar, Caleb. Sorry.
You said you're all for the divisions.
Yeah, random divisions.
Okay.
Because I mean, you could still have your division rival, and you could be like eyeing each other up. So right now we have division rivals and stuff where they're not going to be playing in the paper cup. Whereas with
Yeah.
randoms, you might get your division rival in the paper cup, winner take all. So I think it could breed new scenarios or new
That's
ways
true.
to
I
add
guess.
stories to it.
Yeah, that's true. I just I don't know. I see it for like the World Cup because it's like a tournament and like it's not really for
Mhm.
like a whole season or whatever. Like maybe if we did a World Baseball Classic kind of thing, or if like we did like a I don't know some other shit like that, like maybe. But I don't know. I'm not sold on the idea for like a full season or something. I guess. Um,
Okay.
did we already ask expansion in general? Like
Yes.
you're 30 to 32. Did we talk about that?
Yeah. That I'm all for it. I'm
Okay.
all for. Actually, I saw your proposition. I'm all for everything you wrote.
Cool.
So
That's good.
What do you think about
Yeah.
contracts, Tara? Because I was meaning
Yeah.
to
What do you
ask
think
that
about
to
contract, Tara?
Val.
Because me and Jay and someone else tried for a while, and it didn't go on.
I've seen a couple different variations and forms of contracts and stuff that people have talked about, and in general, I'm all for contracts.
Yes.
All for it. I think there would need, instead of for us to have a league maximum, I think we should have a league minimum for contracts. Because yeah, people are gonna still sign for the minimum, but like, I don't know how to explain it. I
Imagine
feel
being
like
that
it's
unfun. Sorry. Go.
Kinda, yeah. Like I saw somebody mention bonuses, like you'll get a bonus to a stat or to something if you sign for more money, so that would give incentive for that.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you could make it like only one or two on the ranges, not like five or anything,
Ooh.
then maybe that very small, very minuscule boosts.
I'm actually okay with that. Because we've been
Or even
talking. Because we talked before about like hot streaks and cold streaks, which would sort
yeah.
of do the same sort of thing. So it's not like it's out of left field with what we've talked about in the past.
Yeah.
Or even have it so like maybe that's a little too like I guess progressive in this case. Maybe have it for an at bat maybe where okay this at bat only you'll get a boost
So
or this batter you'll
I liked
face.
how Jay and I and someone else envisioned it a while ago. Was like that you would get bonuses, but not like game bonuses in terms of like ranges.
Mm-hmm.
You'd get like a third position,
Mhm.
or
This
you'd
is a
get. And
while
I think
ago.
this was before. Yeah, this was
Yeah.
before you could do that. A third position, you could get
No trade clause.
no
That's
trade
always been the
clause.
Oh,
thing.
I like that.
That's like
Switch hit,
the one
the
thing that's
big
always
one.
been like an incentive that's legitimate, but it's the only thing we could ever think of that's been like concretely understandable and like agreeable as a good incentive.
Yeah, we did a switch hitter. That you could be a switch hitter.
Yeah. Oh my
See,
god.
those are cool.
See, yeah, we can do it.
Wait, what if you could? What if you could do like a certain batter type for an at bat or something? That'd be kind of cool. I think. I don't know.
What if we had
But
premium batter types? Okay, never mind. Fuck that.
Or be like maybe you're good against a certain pitcher because we've seen in Major League Baseball where some people like Matt Kemp destroy Archie Bradley. Like maybe
good
you get a
against
buff towards a certain guy.
a certain player or certain type.
Both, yeah. Either way, I
Huh.
would be fine with either.
If you're just like, man, fuck Daniel Collins.
Yeah,
Every time I
Yeah.
play against him, fuck him up.
We could do this. Yeah, we could totally do this.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think it'd be good. And the other thing that I wish you had done it, I know Jay, you talked about it during the All Star break for a fun event. The square pitching idea.
Oh,
Pick a grid, pick a square from the
Oh
grid.
gosh,
the zone
damn.
map.
I would love to try that in the off season, and I feel like we could get enough people for it.
I would love to like I've been memeing about a federal league. If you know what the federal league is, it's like this old like proposed third league of the MLB. Like American League, National League, Federal League, and it was 8 teams that ran for like 2 seasons, and it was like the Chicago Whales, the Kansas City Packers, the Newark Peppers, and like it was like this own like secret league that ran in like 1915, and it's like it'd be kind of cool if like if we did that, we could have like a side league that's specifically a zone map league.
Weird shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But I don't like, because I do this all the time where like I think of things that I think would be very cool and beneficial, but I also do not have any time to do them. And like usually when I think of this stuff, it's like, okay, well, I'm pretty much doing it all myself, and it's like and it usually dies after a few weeks. So
Yeah.
I'm always
See,
a little hesitant about that type of stuff.
that's kind of like me. I have a bunch of ideas. I just can't write them down to where people like them. Like it works in my head, but nowhere else.
My
That's
problem
very
is I write
frustrating.
everything down. People don't read my shit because I put too much in purple. Shit, man. This is a long episode.
Almost 2 hours. We should
Can,
probably
This
can
try
I
to
was-
plug
push.
myself real quick?
Yeah,
This,
go ahead.
yeah.
Okay. I just want to say I will be entering the free agency.
Oh shit.
I don't know if I'll be a Yankee. There's a good chance. But if you guys are interested in, to all the GMs out there, if you are interested in signing me or anything, I would definitely give it like I would think it over for sure.
You know what's funny is like people say, "Oh, I'm going to free agency. I'm probably gonna go back to to my current team." It never happens. I feel like people who dip their toes into free agency, like, you know,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
there's a couple teams that I would love to play for, but I also love the Yankees. So I mean, but there's no guarantee that if I go in the free agency, I'll be back. So I'd rather at least get my name out there just in
That's
case.
true. Yeah. No, I'm sure you'll get. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You'll get people. I mean, you're one of the most well known like active people in the league. Like, I'm sure
Yeah,
you'll
but is that a good thing? You know,
get. Yeah.
I'm the firm proponent of, there is such thing as bad news or whatever, bad media, and I feel like
There's no such thing as bad
yeah, whatever it's
Publicity?
called,
publicity. Yeah.
yeah, publicity. So yeah, I feel like I find myself on the wrong end of that far too often.
I feel like everybody
That's what's the
does.
Marlon.
I
Dude,
legitimately feel like everybody
look
does.
oh my god. Look who you're
Oh, you're becoming a robot.
Whoa,
You hear that too, right?
you need to reboot, turn yourself on and off again.
Ooh, he went for a while there. That was pretty good. And now I guess we'll have to wait for him. We also, for the people listening, I guess we're going to try to push for that 2 hour mark because, I mean, we can.
Well,
So currently we have Robin Reynolds currently in the chat waiting to get in after Tara. So we'll have a little bit extra while we wait for Kevin. What else? Man, what was he gonna say? Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, Tara?
not really. This was super enjoyable,
Yeah,
and I always enjoy listening to the podcast. It's kind of how I learned about the background of MLR and people that I don't generally talk to, because I'm not as active as I used to be or anything in the league. So
uh-huh.
yeah, it's nice background info, and just thank you guys for doing that.
No problem. Kevin, you
Cool.
back? Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, well, good to have you there, Tara. We'll see you later.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too. That was cool.
And our final person is going to be Mr. Robin Reynolds himself, ex Tampa Bay Devil Ray general manager. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. How about you? Can you hear me?
Good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So you said that idea was mean. Are you talking about the Devil Ray?
That race idea. We're like, fuck you guys.
It's a perfect fuck. It's such a good idea. I love it so much. I need it.
And you know what we were saying, Robin, is the reason that like we think it'd be a good idea is because back when the Devil Rays started, you guys were really like insistent on being called the Devil Rays, not just the Rays.
We are still there.
Yeah.
There nobody else in the main Discord anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you don't really see. Yeah. That's actually something I wanted to talk about because I was looking at the results. I don't know if you guys have done the player survey yet. Please go do it. Everybody that's listening, I know there's only like 12 of you or something, but please go do the player survey if you haven't yet. But I was looking at the results, and somebody actually said that the Devil Rays were one of the most least active teams, which is crazy to me because I've never, I've never felt that way, but I guess it's like the new people that come in and don't really see that many Devil Rays talk or anything like that. So
No, I think it's back in the day when most of these people like were not here, like we would like be like the most active team. We had
yep,
JD when he was active. We had Smoring, we had Isaac, and then
Dougie,
Dougie, of
you, yeah,
course. Me when I was a player. Uh, With himself,
yeah,
and little by little, like people were, like some people just grew out of the game, or some people just went to the other league that I cannot mention, or some other people just
yeah,
activity just dies,
Somebody's
and
yeah,
so usually, and like I praise Lane and I praise Steak for what they did in the draft because they managed to also sack. But I mean, means I although sack that I love him every day. Uh, I
yeah.
praise the Royals, the Yankees, and the Marlins for what they did in the draft. They
It's
made
crazy. Like it's crazy how they built a fully active team from their draft picks. Like it's
yeah, and it's amazing. Them uh, one point, at one point, I just realized, okay, we're not like we're not like what we used to be
yeah,
anymore. And
exactly.
it was bittersweet because I like the league, like I like the direction the league is going, but at the same time, I was happy with the place I was, and yeah, there's a point like you gotta move on with the league, and then like you lose 6 games in a row. Happens, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn, it's actually really respectable. That's a good way of thinking about it because I've always sort of thought about like, all right, when am I gonna hang up the hat and like when like should I do it like when I'm on top or like when it's like and like I'm
yeah.
starting to lose a lot. So it's interesting to hear.
At least at least you guys got to experience being on top.
Don't say God. I mean, we're currently on
I
top of the
mean,
NL East, so
I mean, I'm not retiring because we're losing. Like you guys know me. When we were losing, when I was here, I could be here full time. I just like spank my guys and we would start winning again.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I no longer have the time. I was a high school student back then. I'm not anymore. I work full time,
Mm-hmm.
and I
so
can no longer be here all the time.
yeah,
And I hold myself to really high standards. And if I cannot meet those standards, then I'm gonna find someone for the Devil Race who can meet those standards. So that's what I was like, oh, yo, Baba, you want to be the new GM?
yeah,
And I I know that Baba is gonna do a better job than I ever did, and I'm gonna just ride into the sunset for now, and maybe
yeah.
who knows. But right
So
now, if I cannot meet those standards, I'm not gonna be a GM. I'd rather retire than be a bad GM
yeah.
at Prele.
So so let me ask you guys this, both of you. I personally feel like in this past draft, there was 5 expansion teams technically, and 4 of them came out really really good. The Yankees, the Marlins, the Royals, and oh shit, who else? Help me out, guys. Yankees, Marlins, Royals. There was one more. Not
Cubs.
the Cubs. Yeah, the Cubs. They're all active. They're all active. They have a good core. I feel like they got it way too easy in this draft.
Isn't that all of the expansion teams?
No, no, no. The Mets.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
Damn.
So I just feel like they were able to build a completely active, great core, which is really good for them. And I'm glad that the expansion teams got that help. But I just feel like that sucks for like, the Angels, the Astro, the people who pretty much like tried to rebuild their whole roster during the draft, and some of them did a good job. Well, the Astros are pretty well off right now, I'll tell you. But like the Angels, Collins is their fucking only person. Like I don't know. I just feel like the expansion teams got it. They drafted well, but they just had way too much. Like they got it way too easy in this draft. Me personally is what I think.
Well, because
I mean,
the top end of this draft was so fucking star-studded. Like
Yeah.
everybody is still in, and not just in, but like in very actively.
Yes, I know Jay read it, but Robin, I did an article about the top 5 draft picks of this draft. It was
I read.
like
I think I read.
okay, yeah, they're all amazing. two of them are GM or fuck. One of them is a GM now. The rest of them are huge parts of their team. Um, like, come on, it's just like it was
Yeah.
crazy. I don't know.
Then you go and compare last year's draft and not this year, but like season 2 draft. Dom was a
Yeah.
high pick. Like, do you ever realize the level of talent that has to be to Dom to be like a top 3? Like,
Yeah.
Dom wasn't the third round. Like,
Yeah.
fucking Dom. Like,
Fucking dumb.
Oh man, I gotta go look back at that draft. I'm
You
sure there was
guys-
some really awful picks early on.
Like, do you guys just ever just like, because we've all been GMs. I'm the only one who's still a GM, but we've all been GMs and we've all.
I mean,
drafted.
technically, I'm still the until like at the end of the session.
Okay.
Technically, let's get it done.
Okay, but so, but we've all had teams and like we've all seen where people go, and it's like, do you just ever just like look at that person who got drafted after your last pick, and you're just like, ah, damn, I really wish I could have gotten them. Like, I just like, I'm thinking, because like a lot of these guys who are very active, they just end up being also very loyal to their team, and it's like, okay, this guy's never gonna leave this team ever. He's never gonna go into free agency, or she's never gonna go into free agency. They're gonna be on that team for until they retire, and then you're just like, man, I just wish. Like, if I had just drafted them, they could be like that on my team, and it's like weird thinking of like, yeah. Go on.
And the crazy thing about that is, I feel like the Devil Rays got screwed over in that regard, because I'm looking at the draft now, right? The Devil Rays drafted JD, right? Juan Diego de las Rosas, with their first pick.
Do you want me to say with the correct answer? Or
correct accent.
Juan Diego de las Rosas.
Juan Diego de las Rosas. Juan Diego de las Rosas.
Okay, buddy.
We
just have different accents. Okay, I do speak Spanish too. So we have Dom.
That was just like, all right, shoot the fuck up,
Dom.
You're not a
Dom
special
with their second pick, and then Ed Turner. I guess you guys still have him, and he's very good. I guess.
So I guess
that's a very good one. But like, Dom and JD and Dougie, like all the people that were your core last season, like they kind of just went away,
I mean, yeah, like there's a lot of factors that went into it, and I shouldn't really say this, but when I got the team, Will and I had very different ways to manage. We had very different visions for the team, and I can see that affecting some decisions from certain people. Mm-hmm. And even though we all still friends, I guess we also hang out in the older server. I think that actually may make some effect into their decisions. JD's not out of the league. Dougie's out of the league.
Yeah.
Turner is still here, but starting he never he was always there. And Dom is banned.
That's true.
And Dom is banned. Yeah. Damn. But it's really just this is why I mean, I'm not to profit off of the unfortunate circumstances that may have led to this, but it's just this is just why I enjoy this league so much. It's just because no matter, it's been going on long enough that we're just really starting to see these storylines of teams that have risen and fallen, and I'm sure the Phillies at one point are gonna have a big crash that they stay crashed, and our core is gonna move on maybe.
Didn't you crash last year and then you won 10 straight?
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. That was really fun. Because that was Zach, dude. And then after Zach left, we had Charlie come in and he started being our scout, and Charlie's been incredible. Basically, it's the same type of stuff.
No, I had this doubt. Do you ever made it a pride thing? After you lost that much game, it was dude, if we lose to this fucking guy, dude, I came in when we were playing the Royals, when we were still good. Yeah. You guys dude, if we lose against Zach, I fucking swear I'll take all of you to Predator. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I'll send Baba after fucking
Ours was Oakland at that time. Because Oakland was it was like the inactive team because they were all just like in their own little server. They were very vindictive against the main Discord, and just like they were all secretive, and like we didn't see any Oakland people ever. So it was like, actually I think Ethan Franklin, because it became such a meme in our clubhouse. So Ethan Franklin, when we had two guys on base with 0 outs, he was like, "All right, boys, if I hit into a triple play here, you can trade me to Oakland." And then
Oh my god, and he did.
and then he did.
Oh
It was so
no.
funny. So yeah, definitely we've had that before. Like we had our frustrations, but
I think our thing was the Sadness Bowl with the Cardinals and the Brewers.
that was a really
Where-
good game too.
Yeah, it was a really good game, but fucking Sunny Streaker, dude. Oh my god, fuck that dude. God,
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Don't
can't
speak
believe
ill.
it.
Don't speak ill of the legend, though. They want.
Yeah, he's a yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to
He's
make him
always
a
gonna be-
page.
Yeah, he needs to
Oh.
be remembered.
I need to like write all of his special accomplishments on the field. Oh, that would be so fun.
He has a what a
Well, special. They're special accomplishments.
Oh my god.
In a way that the short bus is a special bus. Like,
Does he?
Oh my god, dude.
I think he holds the record for most auto walks. I think no.
probably like legit.
It has to be him.
Probably, yeah.
Like it has to be him. Fucking like, I don't know.
Why did people still give him chances?
I don't know, honestly.
Just for the memes, dog. Honestly.
I'll
I'm
tell
trying
you
to
though.
remember where I got him from. I think Texas.
No, from us. You got him from. Wait, no, you got him from the Giants. Or
No. The giant. No. That was Jameson Poe. And,
oh, the Twins. You got him
Or-
from the Twins.
What?
He
No,
started
I
on the
don't-
Twins. He was their main pitcher, and then he was traded to the then Mets for Hudson Quinn or Atlas Quinn. now.
No, but he left and then he
No,
came
bye.
back.
Oh, and did you pick him up again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you got him from waivers, I think.
No. The Rangers were helping me out. That was the only trade I ever made with Rabbi.
Oh fuck! Actually,
And I
no.
was like, yeah, and he
I
just
can-
gave him to it, and he fucked us.
Hold up! I can actually bring this up
I
because
think you can probably pull it up. I might be remembering it wrong, but they definitely gave us someone, and I feel like it was him. But
I have the old
The transaction?
Star
Yes.
from-
oh,
Because
gotcha.
it has all the transactions on it for its players, at least at that point, and that transaction already happened at that point.
Yeah.
The problem is it's a sheet, so it takes 15 years to load. Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, Robin expansion. What do you think?
I think we should match MLB and have 30 teams. Honestly.
You think-
okay.
30
think we-
teams.
Yeah, but I was brought out to me that we cannot coexist with the Nationals and the Expos.
I think the Expos are moving to Atlanta anyway.
Yeah, I just think like we should just like have the regular. I don't know. The thing when I joined, the really thing I loved about this league was the resemblance of MLB.
Yeah.
So I think we should. Yeah, I think we should just smash it. I don't think we should just after that just pull shit out of our ass. Be like, oh, they started like making shit names. No shit though. Just get 30 teams. We have more than enough people to run them.
Yeah.
Do you support minor leagues like we were talking about? Well, we were talking about earlier, like fully fledged like traditional farm system minor leagues with like if we had active enough people in them, they would work as like separate, not like we have now.
The thing is, that's a lot of what ifs. Like you have to have a lot of like active people that were willing to be on the minor leagues,
Yeah.
and then you have to have all the competent GMs to be like, hey, this guy's good. I'm gonna put it up, and there's the big ego things comes down. Like, oh, why I'm going down? Why I'm going up? And I don't know. I think the minor league system is good as it is now, because everybody's like doing it for fun. It's like more like a meme, but that's what I see. I never pay attention.
Kind of. A little bit. I think the Bongo Cats take it seriously because they went like 11-2 in the season or something. But yeah.
I mean, yeah. I wanted to cite a guy, and he was like, "Oh, I want to play for the Bongo Cats." I'm like, "Really?" That's the reason.
We've been talking about
Yeah.
relegation promotion with them and the Padres.
Can you imagine? Dude, I'll be so down. I'll be so down.
I would be down with that, except because like it's like shared teams, so like everybody on the Bongo Cats is also on an MLB team.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
that should be the exhibition game. Padres against Bongo Cat.
Oh
It's like
god.
for the spring training game, Padres at
Yeah.
Bunker Cuts in the foam dome.
They'd lose. The Padres would lose.
So do you want me to read off the Milwaukee thing, or do you want me to just like read off the entire transaction history of Sunny Streaker?
Yeah, tell us about Sunny Streaker.
The whole entire transaction history, just go
Yeah.
through the journey.
You can't have that many teams, right?
All right, so first season session 1, Minnesota's Twins sign pitcher Sunny Streaker. This was him being drafted. He was drafted in the 5th round, 49th overall. And then season 1, session 4, after the Twins went 0-4, the New York Mets traded Hudson Quinn to the Minnesota Twins for right fielder James Earl Pones and pitcher Sunny Streaker. Which James Earl Pones, Kevin probably remembers him. He was actually pretty good season 2.
He was a good Brewers dude for a while. Yeah.
And then season 2, session 3. This was directly after the Sadness Bowl of session 2. Philadelphia Phillies trade center fielder Garrett Linguini and a minor league slot. We were talking about those for Sunny Streaker. So I traded a minor league slot and like this nobody that I hadn't heard from since I signed him. I traded that for Sunny Streaker. And then literally the next session, San Francisco Giants trade pitcher Owen Urich and center fielder Pi Bacon to the Philadelphia Phillies for left fielder Hunter Tuzero and pitcher Sunny Streaker.
Wait, that was a pretty good trade for both sides, actually, because Urich was the man.
Yeah, Urich was great, and also I ended up trading Urich to in the 3-team deal with Robin for Henrik Omega. If you remember.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Wade went to you, and then Owen went to the Astros.
Yeah, dude, that was so sad. I was like, Omega, I know if I also read it now, it's tampering, but would you be willing to join me? And he was like, oh yeah, sure. And then I was like, all right, you want to get there already? He was, all right. And then Wade was like, hey, I want to take this like seriously. I was like, can you like? I was like, hey, yo, Jay, give me Wade. And he was like, give me Omega. I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I was like, the only way would be if you give me Omega, and you were like, okay, and I was like, oh shit, that was pretty easy.
Wait, shit! I was on Houston on this time, and I remember we had Wade.
Yeah, the Wade didn't do shit.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't do shit. The thing is, he didn't like take it seriously. And then like when I began him again, he was like, "Hey, do you still want to play?" He was like, "If I can play with you, then yeah, I'll play." And honestly, okay, Omega was pretty good, but Wade ended up being like really good to me either until Venezuela happened, and now he cannot be here.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so there's a lot of like things that happen with Sunny Streaker in season 2. So, season 2, session 6, the Cleveland Indians traded right fielder Alfred Bain to the San Francisco Giants for left fielder Cook Froster.
Yo, that's a great name, Alfred Bain.
Is he still in the league? I don't think he is. I think he recently retired. So that happened, and then later the Indians they waived him because he was shit. So the Nationals picked him up in season 2, session 8. They claimed him off waivers, and they only did this. It was actually right before this schism, kind of a few sessions. The only reason they did this was to flip him to Texas, who was having pitcher troubles. They didn't have any pitching depth, and they were struggling to find somebody to fill a gap that they needed. So the Rangers traded future considerations for Sunny Streaker, which I think meant a scouting report. That's usually what it means. And then season 2, session 11, Milwaukee Brewers traded a player to be named later to Texas Rangers for Sunny Streaker.
We fucking got him back. Oh, and he fucked us. Oh my god, I hate him.
What was the player to be named later?
Nothing. Nobody made good on those. They didn't force us to, and Rabbi didn't even reply to me anyway. So
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
And then the lovely conclusion to the saga, which should not have happened ever. Seattle Mariners claim pitcher Sunny Streaker off waivers from Milwaukee Brewers because that was Ace Brasco.
Fucking Lindros just wanted he ended up having like 7 pitchers or some shit.
All garbage. All had not been in the league for like their entire. Oh man, that was a pain in the ass.
I will say the only team I've ever seen has 5 pitchers or something, and that were actually good was the Rays.
The Rays.
Yeah, the Rays. Yeah, because you guys Devil Rays. Yeah, because you guys had
I mean, even still, you guys have like 4, right? Or
We
even
have
5?
yeah, we have 5.
Yeah. So.
And the
Actually,
Expos have 5.
I have
Uh,
Turner,
yeah.
Daud Mata, Mike Broson, Wade, if you can count Wade, I guess, and Tanner Hendricks.
Yeah.
And it's the best. I rated the number one. I rated
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
number one. I feel
and
like
then
you guys are the only you are the only rotation who at the time at least had one pitcher over 2 pitcher war, and you guys had 2 pitchers over 2 pitcher war.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
So no other team had a single pitcher over 2 pitcher war, and you guys had 2 of them. So yeah,
yeah,
that was
and I got
Hendricks and Turner.
I got Henry for penny, so I was.
Well, ice
Yeah.
cream's been pretty good. So
I mean, yeah, I love ice cream. I think I always thought he was gonna be good out of my system. I told him how to read numbers, and I told him that, but he was just not performing under my system. So I was gonna okay, I might just move him, and I'm actually glad he's doing good. I really like him as a person.
He's been
But
really big for the Cardinals too. I think,
yeah,
like
I really,
activity
nah,
wise.
I'm really glad that he did because Tanner Hendricks until last game he was really good for us too.
imagine the
Yeah.
Cardinals now, with Hendricks. I mean, I guess without ice cream, it would have been like a little bit of a crutch. But like
Well,
they're currently the hottest team right now.
dude, the Cardinals have had great pitching without Hendricks.
Oh, definitely.
Anyway, right?
Canning
Like,
has
what-
been probably the best pitcher in recent sessions.
Canning and who else? Who's the other?
Philippe.
Philippe
I mean,
Allen
I
Hard.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
we should have
Yeah.
pretended like we didn't know him because he always complained that we didn't talk about him.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
What?
probably not even watching right now. Poor guy.
Oh man, he's like, who is that? Which one was that? Meanwhile, he's been like chastising us for not talking about him. Before we wrap up, I did. There's a question from Tara in the Auto Talk Discord. Do any of you have draft regrets? Like any pick that you made, if you can even remember that. I'm gonna bring up the drafts right now.
Yeah, let's look at the season 3 draft real quick.
Or the season, I don't think I had 2 picks and they were both really good. So
Yeah.
Because I know that Robin said he did very good this draft, right?
Yeah, I think it's not only that I was low because I was like on the ALCS. I traded all my picks away to get a horn, so I
Yeah.
had only 2 picks, and
Dowd
I traded.
Mata.
Yeah, I traded Storm to the Cubs to get his 4 rounder, and I got Mata out of there, and then I got Storm back for I don't remember who I traded back. I'm
Me.
sorry,
you traded Sexton.
Sexton.
On
Who
Yeah, I
I
traded.
love Sexton. Thank you for him.
Yeah, no, Sexton is cool, but
And then round 11 you got Scream.
yeah,
And then round
Yeah.
12 you got Mike Broson.
which honestly, I expected to do terrible in the draft because I was like, man, it's the draft. Like, I'm a pick late, and then all my pitchers were like, you know what, I'm out. I'm like, oh fuck, fuck, I need a pitcher. So
Yeah.
I'm really good that they worked out. Mike had a rough year, but his problem was he was giving up a lot of homers, but that was it. It was a decent pitcher. Mata was really good until one point he just collapsed. I thank the gods for Ed Turner. He's just been amazing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Wade, you just wait. You're good, and then you suddenly you're just yeah.
I think my draft was a lot better than a lot of people think or like give me credit for it. Because I drafted Hans Ali, which he's their GM now. He was great. I mean, people didn't want to pick him for whatever reason. I mean, I which I understand, but he's been great all season, and whatever. I had Jack Marnett, who made the All-Star game. I drafted Coco Watanabe, who was our catcher for a long time. I drafted Ryan Vaughn, who ended up ghosting, but that's okay because they hit very well.
Did he? I remember.
Yeah, yeah, they hit very well to start the season. I drafted Gianni. Never mind. I drafted Tommy Testudo, who was a 13-round pick, and he's been very good for the Brewers, very decent for the Brewers. So I'm pretty happy with the draft that I had.
I only had 2 picks in this draft. Technically, like if you wanna look at some really bad drafting, I have not retained a single person from the inaugural draft.
Yeah, but you also make a lot of moves.
Yeah, I do make a lot of moves because I'm bored. I had my first round pick, Kyle Mack, just ghosted me all of a sudden, which really sucked. It was because he was a long time like clubhouse guy, and then he just started ghosting me. He's still in my clubhouse, but like he doesn't answer any pings. Like you can even, I've even like talked to him. I've even like DM'd him like, hey man, like if you want to retire, that's cool. Like you could just tell me, and I'll be like, I'll be happy with what you contributed to the team. He just refuses to answer me. Like I have no fucking clue why. It is hair pulling. I see him just like over in the corner there in my clubhouse playing Minecraft, and I'm like, what the fuck? I see you. You're online. Everyone sees you. We just pinged you 5 minutes ago, like being like, oh man, I wonder if Kyle Mack is here. Like you're not fucking like. Why are you? Why? He hasn't even left. Why hasn't even like if he's gonna ghost us and leave? Why hasn't he left? I don't understand. It just makes me so mad. Like cause like he knows he's ghosting.
Wait.
We know he's ghosting. So why the fuck are you still like?
Was that the guy with the with the Knuckles avatar?
Yes, the Uganda Knuckles.
Oh.
He is Uganda Knuckles. That's him.
Oh shit, man!
Yeah, he was really cool. Where did he go?
Oh my god! Yeah, I forgot about him.
He just stopped talking, and we
Kyle Mack
pinging
22
him.
or something, right?
Yeah. And then
Jeez.
Chatty died. He was my round 2 pick. Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Rest in peace. Dad.
And literally everyone else sucks. The only guy I have from season, well, no, that's not true. The only guy I have from my opening day roster from the inaugural game is Conrad Love, and he wasn't drafted by me. That was a problem where like I traded a pick for like something like a player to be named later, but like and it had to be beyond a certain point. So like I traded with the Mets, and the Mets picked Conrad Love, and then they wanted to trade him to Toronto, and I was like, wait, hold up, like I still have this player to be named later thing. Like it has to be somebody between like before the first 6 rounds. I don't think you can just like straight up like trade a guy that I could potentially claim. I mean that's like so we had like a big thing. I was like, fine, whatever. Like he was like, well, I want to make this trade now, so you either you trade with me or I trade with this guy or with the Blue Jays. And I was like, okay,
wait,
fine.
was that the first Giovi Star, man?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, dude, he was kind of a prick. I traded Pip Squires for him, and then
Pip Squires. Oh my god,
wait, no, fuck, no, wait.
No.
I traded.
Pip Squires was later.
I didn't start him. I immediately traded him. I'm trying to remember why, like what happened, because like the Conrad was for the pick. And I think I traded. Okay. Oh yeah. Because he needed a center fielder. Because I took his center fielder, so now he had no center fielder. He was like, okay, well I need a center fielder, and so I was like, okay, I'll trade you Pip Squires for your extra third baseman. And I got a guy named Martin Barnar.
Okay. And then we traded Pip back to you, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pip, I have the fake baseball reference page.
Dude, the Brewers and the Phillies are actually like so intertwined.
Yeah, I've always been good friends with the Brewers people. Cash and I had a podcast for a little while.
Wait, you even traded with Hans too.
Yeah,
Yo, Hans was so annoying to try to trade for. Holy shit!
He was really easy to trade with. What do you mean?
No, he was, dude. He was a dickhead to me. I don't know why. Like, he doesn't like me or something. I mean,
oh, wow.
I can live with that. But he was like, no, I want to do this now. I'm like, all right, dude, okay. And then I was okay. Can we do this? He was like, all right, cool. All right. Let me get out of work and we'll do it. And then I got out of work. He was like, all right, can we do this? And I no, I changed my mind. I'm like, dude,
I hate
why
that.
are you?
I almost had a trade for Alexander Hamilton of the Giants. He's a really talented and active guy, and I almost had a trade for him with Vader. And Vader put it off until the end of the session, and then afterwards he just like, oh my god, it was so.
I'm just gonna drag Jericho in here for the last couple minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Came back. Oh, drag! I can't do it. You didn't.
Can't?
Yeah, I actually can't.
Okay, fine.
Let's just get everyone in here.
Hey, Jericho.
We're just talking about draft. Okay, well.
Now he's back. Okay. Round 2.
We're talking about some draft stuff. Speaking of the draft, Jericho.
Jericho.
From me.
Can you hear us, Jericho?
I can.
Okay, cool. So, the Indians, right?
Yes.
we were talking about them earlier, and I wanted to get your opinion because you got drafted like very early by them.
7th.
Yeah, they jumped in the draft to get you, and you were a pretty big priority for them. Going into that season, do you think like you guys had really high expectations or something? Because I feel like with all the draft picks, and I'm sure Robin remembers, like all the people that wanted to sign with Cleveland, you know, like Witt, even Tampa Bay's former GM, went over to Cleveland, and you know, you guys had a bunch of free agents and all that, but you guys ended up sucking. And Jay was saying like a lot of people expected you guys to suck, and I don't think so. I feel like that was a meme.
I actually expected it to be a very good team. Actually,
Me too.
Yeah.
Fuck
I expected
And
the
for
Indians
me,
to
it
be.
was our pitching was like middle of the pack, but our offense, despite the fact that I don't think we've actually been shut out ever, has been lacking. Like, I'm pretty sure we were thinking below the Mendoza line at one point. It had like a sub 100 average with runners in scoring position. It wasn't good, to say the least. So, like, when you look at some of the guys we signed, like Morello had an absolute calamity of a season up until he hit that home run this session that brought him up to like a 90 average. Yeah, it was not good from him. Ross Fire had a couple of auto issues. Another problem was I feel like we were just too trade heavy. Like, we traded away Penny Lane for Cal Tiberius Jr., who then proceeded to give up an auto walk 3 times in a game. And add in the new signings ended up autoing, and we ended up forfeiting the game versus Oakland.
Okay, well, I will say I don't know that trading away Penny Lane was a bad move because
it was a lose-lose trade. Penny ended up just going off elsewhere and just disappeared, and is now at the bar from. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, Penny Lane is their own saga, really.
Jr. Why has he fallen so far?
I think he's just you were the chosen one. Yeah. I feel like the team has turned around, you know, with the signings that we've made. We brought Blandon Braid back in. I think he was part of a split, or the pre-split teams. We got Willie Bryan's daughter, who hit that leadoff solo shot high. We also got Heavy Rain, another high Robin moment. You know, I feel like we're about to hit that point where it's basically just going to be slash and burn the rest of a roster that I feel isn't performing up to scratch. Like, VFB is going to be retiring at the end of the season. Rest in peace.
Who?
We're going to likely Viking Fishbird. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he basically got relegated to a pinch hitter role. He was actually flat zeros for the first half of the season before he retired. And then when he became a pinch hitter, he now has a 1 on base percentage.
Yeah,
a flat 1.30.
It's so funny because he was one of the big signings, like him and Penny Lane and Witt and Daniel Collins. Oh my God!
Yeah,
like 4/5 of those people ended up being garbage. So damn.
Yeah, and Palmatier too.
Who?
Palmatier.
Oh,
Palmatier.
Tyler Palmatier, who's on the Yankees.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because we traded him for because he was involved in that 3-team trade where we got AJ and Forrest Gleason, and Gleason had to start the game for us because he's a Reddit only. I've just been using him as a bonk.
The funniest thing about Tyler is that I think he's probably the only person left from the Mariners who got
Carter Strong and Chuck Tingle.
Oh,
don't forget Slim Jim.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right, fine. You're right. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that, but Tyler Palmatier. I don't know how to say his name. I've never heard of him.
I went with Palmatier.
Palmatier.
Is Cameron Brate still around? Artie Ziff is still around. He was on the Mariners.
Oh, Artie Ziff. Yeah. Oh my God.
Fuck that guy.
Ziff is,
Fuck that prick. Fuck that prick. Sorry, go. I'm not gonna go into it.
Yeah, Ziff, despite being a strikeout leader, has just not had a good season either. You know, he's been going through some tumultuous times himself. I heard he lost his job recently, which is not fun.
Oh yeah, he did tell us that.
Jones?
Ziff.
Oh,
yeah,
Ziff.
Yeah, he was talking about it in MLN, I remember.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, man. Is there anything else we need to cover? Anyone?
We talked about the Rays Indians game before got back every year.
Have you guys done that this season yet?
It's happening today,
Oh, really?
like
I,
this
Yeah.
session.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
what I mean with
Yeah.
like me holding myself to high standards. Dude, I haven't checked that game once.
Yeah.
Like I know we're losing because Wade sucks. Like Wade was like, "Yo, let me start against the Indians, please, please, please." I was like, "All right, go for
And
it."
then he proceeded to give up 2 solo shots.
Yeah, like fuck this fucking clown.
There is so much Schadenfreude to be had with just taking Wade behind the woodshed.
Yeah, it was like, "Yo, let me do it, let me do it." It was like, I mean, I guess. I mean, I was expecting Wade to go full Wade on them, like vintage Wade, because he's the Indians and he's like still like holds that big grudge against the Indians for some reason. Like for me, it's fun.
Still, even after all that time.
Yo, the thing is, like, for me, it's fun and games. Like, for him, it's real. That's just real.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Let me do it." And I was like, "All right, do it." Then he almost gave an out to walk. He gave like 2 solid shots, and we're like, "All right, fuck you. I'm gonna put Mata in."
Yeah, he didn't even get to face me.
Yeah. He was gonna
Couldn't
beat you
even-
probably. I'm pretty
Yeah.
certain that he was gonna
I mean,
hit
he
you.
probably would have auto walked. All things
Or
considered.
either that or he was gonna hit you. So I saved your head.
Thank you.
Or a lot of time.
So I guess kind of the last thing to wrap it up, because we've been going for like over 2 hours.
We're at 2.5 right now.
How important? Oh my gosh, how important are interleague games to you guys? Like,
Super important. Like, this isn't baseball without interleague play.
Honestly, since we have the same rules, I see no difference. And like, I don't have a strong opinion about it. That would be cool, like, to face teams we're
that'd be
not like
interesting.
supposed to face. But since we have the same rules, I don't really, I have no opinion on it.
Yeah.
Well, as a proponent of the lottery divisions, interleague play is just a social construct. So.
Oh god. Yeah. I do think that I think it's cool to have some of those interleague, like the Yankees, Mets, and like, I mean, I guess a lot of those are based on real life too, but I don't know. The reason I ask is because Caleb posted it, and because we're actually like, we're in the middle of like expansion talks and stuff, and part of that is figuring out the schedule. So some of that might change, like depending on how many teams we expand to, like whether we're gonna have this many interleague games or whatever. But yeah.
I mean, for me, it's also part of, like, I want to face guys that I wouldn't normally face in my league.
That's true.
Like, I know the Cardinals of Jackie Jackson, who I brought into the league.
Yeah.
Is actually a pretty decent rookie catcher, especially for a Max Home.
Yeah.
That's true, Caleb. I'd like to face the Cubs. I'd like to face the Padres.
If you see something
Just for
in
work
auto
to be
talk,
AL.
if you see like, because the people can't see that
Yeah.
chat. So if you see something, if you're responding to something, read it out loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Caleb was talking about how some of the schedules to keep 16 games lose into late games.
I mean,
yeah.
Whatever. It's okay for me. If we have plenty of guys to face, then I'm okay with that. If there's plenty of teams, then we can go for it.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's true. I don't know. I think either way is fine with me. Like, I wouldn't, if we only did within our own league, and then like Caleb was saying, the paper cup is a whole new thing if that happens. So that's kind of
I
interesting.
love the fact that I'm typing to Caleb when he can hear me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think it's kind of frustrating because as a defending champion with all these teams, it's getting harder and harder for me to defend my paper cup.
Shut up.
Get off your fucking high horse.
Yeah, man.
If we win this this championship, how mad are you guys gonna be?
Dude, holy shit! Honestly, no, never mind. Please, oh my gosh, 3 in a row, like, god damn.
I mean, I'm
That
looking
just
for
means
that.
rigged.
I'm looking for the, as a perspective of the good for the sport. To have the same team win 3 times this early, I wouldn't like it, but later I wouldn't mind. have it in
Yeah.
three times.
I
Like, right
also
now, I would like an American League team to win it.
also this season, I want a season 2 team to win it, or a season 1 team. I don't want an expansion team
Phillies
to
or
win it.
Tigers.
I don't
Yeah.
think I want like the Royals or the Yankees or something to win it, because that's just bullshit. Like
Honestly, at this point, I want the Yankees to win it. Honestly, and I
to-
said that, and Tech is never gonna let me forget that I said this. But at this point, I will totally support the Yankees to win it.
No, please. Oh,
My
God.
so my reporter side is saying the Tigers, and my GM side is saying the Phillies. So
My
that's my paper cup predictions.
my fan side is saying Tigers too, just because I want your article to be like awesome after. Imagine posting that article after the Tigers win the paper cup, and then we post Jay's article that said Detroit Tigers, your 2018-19 paper cup champions.
because
Oh my God.
because I was trying to like make it off of that Astros.
Yeah, the
Sports
Astros one.
Illustrated-
Yeah,
exactly.
I know. That's so cool. Like that's so sick.
We could have our own one. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Go Tigers, man.
Yeah, I talked to their clubhouse. They're a really cool group of people, and they're they're really active, and they're like silently active, which is always dangerous.
Yep.
Everyone
Yeah, I'm
underestimates.
gonna put that
them.
Doug Diamond side with them next season. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I
What?
wouldn't.
What?
Yeah. Honestly, I might come back as a player, but I don't know when.
I hope you do, man.
Yeah,
I'm just come back before the deadline. I'm joining like the best
The
record
best
team and
team.
be like, hey guys, I'm a champion now.
I mean, Kevin could have been
yeah.
like that kind of, but
Yep.
he decided to go with the
No,
Astros instead.
Let this be known. Like, I'm super loyal because I stepped down from the Brewers, and I could have signed with the Yankees. I could have gone to the Phillies. I got a lot of offers from a lot of playoff-bound teams, and I went to the Astros, who were already eliminated. So there we go.
I got that from Cal, who I was trying to get Cal onto my team when he first joined, and he was like,
Yo, me too. Like, he was like, oh yeah, you were my dude. Like every fucking time, I actually went and made friends with him. Nah, he's super cool. Like I'm still friends with him. But
he's cool. He's a cool dude.
Oh yeah, he's the coolest guy ever. But I was like, dude, I make you a captain by session 13 or some shit like that. I gave him everything. He was like, no, I want to be at Expo. All right, fuck you. Like,
because he was talking like I was making a pitch, and I was like, oh yeah, we're 2-time champions. We have a very active clubhouse. We're a very fun group of guys, like doing that type of stuff. And like his answer was like, but I don't really want to play for the team that wins it all. I want to get like a shitty team up to
guys.
To
like,
success.
I was down to the final 2. It was gonna be me or the Expos, right?
No, it was
either.
that's
what he told me.
It was 3. No, he told me he told me it was the second. It was either Expos, me, or you.
I was out immediately.
So it was down to 3, right? So it was down to 3.
Call leaders. I was coming to New York. All right. So that nigga lied to us. Like he was call leaders. Like, so everybody was fucking. Everybody in the top 10.
This motherfucker told
piece
me.
of shit.
This motherfucker told me I didn't sign with you because I want to play. Because I told him like, oh, you'd probably start at. Because he's center fielder, right? And he wanted to play in center field. And I told him, oh, you'd probably start at like your secondary position every game, pretty much, because we have like too many center fielders or something. And he told me, oh, that's why I didn't sign with you, because I wanted to play in center field. Like, dude, it doesn't fucking matter. God damn.
Yeah, I told him he was gonna be a catcher. If we only have one catcher.
Yeah, and I told him. Yeah. Oh my God. Jesus.
But yeah, the thing is, he was. I don't know. He told me like, oh, like. I didn't pick you because you are already like a playoff team, and I want to like help the Expos. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Sadly, like, yeah, it didn't happen because I died, and then the rest of my team died with me. But
Well, joke's on him. The Expos got good, and then they got bad again. So fuck them.
Yeah.
I was so happy
honestly
when I beat the Expos. I was so happy. Not only I beat Pete, that I will never let her forget that I beat her. I beat him, so I was like, fuck you.
That was the same.
What were you gonna say, Jericho?
I want Expos to make a wild card.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like Pete Jones should deserve a playoff team, but I don't think they should get a run of a pennant. I think they're going to get absolutely trashed in the division series.
I think
because it's like, for me, sorry, Jay. I would have left to continue this little rant of mine and then just walking back home.
Yeah, no problem.
It does seem like Jones had kind of rebounded the team into a team that was actually contending. Like they won 5-6 games in a row, and now they're just kind of sitting at the cusp of 500. I think they're about 2 games above it.
They've lost like their last 3 or 4.
Yeah, so I'd like to see them come back in these final 2 games and win it, but at the same, I could see them perhaps getting into the wild card at 9-7. Oh no, because Rockies and Giants. Because if Giants win this, they go to 11-4. It's basically them
They
fighting
play
out
each
for the
other.
4.
Yeah. That's
I,
true.
I like I personally really like the sort of meme that the Expos are sort of painting themselves as, where like in season 1, they were so close to getting into the playoffs, but they lost on tiebreakers at the very end. And the second season, they were so
Ooh.
close. They were in the wild card
They were
run,
really
and then
good for a
and then they
while.
lost, and then they lost, and they went under 500. And then now this
Yeah.
season, they were really good for a little while, and then now they're losing at the death. So it's like that's kind of like a meme. They can't really finish it out. So
I think they need to go back to Braves to escape it.
yeah, I'd be fine with that. Though I might lose Charlie to that, and that'd be kind of scary.
Oh, he's a Braves fan?
Yeah, we have a bunch of NL East fans on our team. That's like a thing.
Well, half the fucking league is so.
Yeah, but it's
I
like
feel like at least.
it's like a meme because like Hildy is a Nats fan, Alf is a Nats fan, Jeff Dinger Hitter is a Mets fan, and then KC and I are both Phillies fans, and Bay is a Braves fan. So we have everybody but the Marlins right now. So I mean, Dom, you'd be in good hand, or Dart, you'd be in good company. So you know what? But I don't want you on here anyway. Get out of here.
Yeah, and he's retiring too. So there's that.
Dart's retiring?
Yeah, Dart's retiring at the end of because
What?
he's going to the army or something.
Oh,
shit.
damn, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I every time say about he won pitcher of the year because Gerson just left. He gets super mad. He gets super pissed at me. I'm like, dude,
Dude,
I mean,
oh my
you got
God.
argue with the facts.
I wish the people that were around now could have been around for that. Because holy shit, Dan Jerzon was like,
The thing
he was
is,
so good.
Tim Bear and Dan Derzone.
I had the pleasure of facing both Dart and Gerson, and
Darth Vader, yeah.
yeah, both as a hitter. And you know me, I consider myself a really good hitter, an elite hitter. And so, but when I faced both, like I had never had a problem against Dart. Like I got out like the 2 times I faced him, but I was never like fuck, like I'm not gonna do shit. But
Yeah.
against Gerson, dude, I was scared. Like I knew I couldn't like get on base. Like
Yeah.
he had that effect on the hitters.
Yeah.
So
He
Dart
really
never
was
had
like,
that.
he was scary. Like, I think Dan was actually like scary to go up against. Like, and he wasn't even like okay, Darth is good, but like he doesn't even have the presence, you know?
Yeah.
Like Darth doesn't have like I mean, yeah. Dan was the whole thing. And he wasn't even around a season. Like, goddamn.
Dan broke our team. He was the guy. He was the pitcher we faced where we gave up our last run and then we didn't
And then you
didn't
didn't
go
get
for
him
another 54 days. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
his first ever game.
Oh my
I was about to sign Dan. Like before he left the league, I was really about to sign him like twice. Once about to trade him, and then when he was slightly a free agent, I was about to sign him. I was so sad I didn't do it. I always wanted to play with it.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't get him like when he, because I think I almost traded him to you, but I'm glad you didn't trade for him because he just ghosted. Like he ghosted the Cardinals.
Where
So
in my mind, it was like imagine having Ed Turner and fucking Dan Gerson
yeah.
with fucking Wade, like when Wade was doing shit, and that would have been like something better than what I had
Make up
now.
for Wade.
Yeah.
Yes, the Longhorn strategy. Having so many pitches. Because you had like Mata, Hendricks, Burson, Wilson.
Yeah. And not only that, like I don't know. I think that was my biggest like what if moment within a game. Imagine if I had signed Gerson last year. And at the point I had Ahorn. So imagine like having Ahorn and Gerson and a Turner and Wade.
Yeah.
That I don't think I would have lost.
That's like, oh man, if you that's like 5 times better than like a lot of the rotations we have going on now.
Yeah.
That would have been unfair. I hope Timber comes back to the league. Oh my god, that would be so amazing. I really want to see him have a big career.
I heard he was coming back, but I don't know if he'll. I mean, if he comes back here, I would really expect him to sign with Arizona,
Who are the new Twins, basically?
the
Yeah.
new Twins. Yeah, because Oh gosh.
All right. Well, you guys have anything else to talk about? How long have we been going right now?
Are we at 3?
We're 2 hours and 40 minutes. Do you want to go to 3? Oh, I can't. My head hurts.
No, I can't go to 3, dude. I need to eat.
Yeah. I have had my fan off this entire time, so it's really hot up in my room.
All right.
All right. Well, it's been nice having you guys. It's cool that you guys came back in, Jericho, and then Robin at the last minute. That was really.
Yeah. We were pretty much done when Robin said that.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I was at work. The thing is, my boss was like, "All right, go home," and I was like, "All right, I'm going home." And then I come here, I was like, "Oh shit, there's a podcast." I'm like,
yeah, and we were pretty much done when you asked, and then we were like, "All right, let's just keep going." And now we're an hour later almost.
yeah.
And we just had some some pretty decent viewer counts. I'm gonna post this on the subreddit.
Yeah, dude, we've had like 10 plus viewers consistently. Holy shit!
Yo, Kevin, I seriously think this is like a renaissance. I think we're gonna start to see some good things.
We did it.
Media, yeah. All right, well, thank you for watching, everybody. We might have one next week. We might, since this was literally 2 times, actually almost 3 times
what we normally do.
We might skip a week. We'll see. We'll see the type of stuff that goes on and see if there's enough stuff to talk about. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you later.
Good night.
See you.